Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? My bad, I was just grabbing a drink, getting all set there before we start going, because that's critical. Alright, I think we're good. Hopefully we're good. We'll see. Hey Lucas, how's it going, man? Thematic, yeah, I am still watching the development of Star Citizen. I'm just kind of taking a break because there's really nothing eventful that's going to be happening with Star Citizen until 3.5, so there's really not a whole lot of point talking about it right now. And like for me right now, like if there's no point in playing it, which for me there isn't, it's just not a focus for me. No, I don't care if you bring it up. I just don't have any reason to talk about it until 3.5 comes out and we see what actually ships with 3.5. At that point, I try to make sure that I always do at least a milestone patch video. So, you know, we'll still have that to look forward to. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So, yeah, probably not a whole lot going on with Star Citizen, at least until 3.5. I know, like, there was a little bit of drama over the roadmap shit, but I'll probably roll that into 3.5 depending on what comes with 3.5, if that makes sense. I didn't feel like it was worth making a whole video about it, and right now, like, I'm enjoying my time off of Star Citizen and just doing other shit. So it works. In the meantime, I've been playing just random games, a lot of World of Warcraft because that's what the girlfriend plays. Random side games, a little bit of Elite Dangerous here and there, because sometimes I want a space game that actually has some supporting mechanics in it. Unfortunately, yes, you're glued to your seat, but outside of that, it's a much more polished and finished out game. And then, for me, Anthem's a big one. I know a lot of people are all, oh, fucking Anthem, but I don't have any problem with Anthem yet. If shit does come out and, you know, BioWare does a 180 and turns into more EA shit, then by all means, let's get the pitchforks out. But at the moment, I don't have a problem with Anthem and how they're doing it. And then thankfully, with the release of Apex Legends, Titanfall 2 kind of has a little bit more of a player base again, which is fucking dope.
Woo, you said it, brother. Good luck down there.
Yeah, I'm not big on battle royale games.
All right, team, we've got the harvester online. That's right, and all you wonderful pilots get to protect it from the river.
No.
Ready or not, move out. I'm detecting incoming enemy signatures. Not a whole lot, but don't get cocky. Here comes the first wave, kiddos.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 was such a good game. There were things about it I didn't like, but it was mostly like really trivial shit. Like especially at launch when like there weren't a lot of people who were like really like knew what they were doing, because I feel like a lot more people picked up Titanfall 2 than Titanfall 1, right? So like I feel like a lot of people kind of just didn't get the gist of Titanfall. And as a result, like, it was really easy to get in those teams where, like, your team just didn't have a chance, right? So, like, having the Titans be almost like kill streaks in a Call of Duty game, I feel like that really fucked match balance, because, like, if your team wasn't getting Titans, you were fucked. So, like, I just didn't enjoy it on launch, I guess, right? Like, I love the Titan gameplay so much. It was so much fun.
Are raining shells down on the harvester. Clear them out for me. And, well, you know, your lives.
But like when your team was like the only team not getting Titan calls, and like you had like fucking nobody with a Titan to like the enemy's team 2 Titans. It fucking sucked, man. Oops, I was dumb. And then I found out like, oh hey, Respawn added a fucking wave survival mode, which like, if you can't tell by like my play of like, what do you call it? Warframe, Mass Effect, Andromeda, The Division, all this other shit, right? Like, I really enjoy wave survival games, like, a lot. So, when I found out about that after Apex Legends came out, and everybody was, like, kind of like, oh, yeah, Titanfall 2 again, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't have a whole lot going on right now. Like, let's go check out Titanfall 2. And then I find out about this mode, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm down. Let's do some fucking wave survival. Especially because, like, you do get a lot of active Titan play, regardless of, like, everybody else.
The harvester was untouched that time. Good work.
Good work? Come on, Droz. It was great work. All right, party time. Your Titan is ready.
Did Bioware fix the mouse flying? I don't think that they did, in terms of like adding a new type of mouse flying. I think it's still going to be the same like virtual joystick mode. However, supposedly they say like the live release on Anthem is going to have like a much better tuned version of it. So it's one of those things, like we'll have to wait and see. It does go live, what do you call it? I heard Thursday night. I thought it was Friday, but I heard Thursday night. So we're going to get an idea of how much has actually been changed. Because they were saying like, oh yeah, we've changed so much stuff in the live build. It doesn't make sense to try to patch the demo build. So we'll know really quick.
Another day, another wave. Bring it on.
And if it's bullshit, I don't have any problem like calling it out as bullshit. So I know like a lot of people were really upset that I wasn't like, oh yeah, EA shit. Like if they do shit with Anthem, I don't have a problem being like, oh yeah, that was fucking bullshit. But like right now, I don't have a problem with it.
Stalkers detected. Get ready to take them out.
Out. Let me up. That was a bad practice game. You killed me, my man!
I'm detecting Titanfall signatures. We knew this.
Yeah, it's so good. I'll probably pop the Titan here in the next wave.
Right, party time. Your Titan is ready.
I don't think this one's really that bad to
get ready to take them out.
Need to pull out a Titan yet.
Titans coming your way. Get ready.
Harvester shields are dropping.
Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it.
My systems are yours.
There's that.
Enemy Titan down.
Water specters are still hitting the harvester.
I see you. Hit him back. Hit him back.
harvester while the shield recharges. Harvester shield is taking some hits.
Fucking love the Monarch, man. This fucking Titan's so much fun.
Enemy Titan destroyed.
I definitely, like, I don't know, man. If it helps them finance it, then that's great. I'm definitely concerned that, like, Apex Legends, I mean, it's like killing Fortnite right now, right? So I am, like, afraid that they're going to be like, oh, man, Apex Legends is, like, where the money's at. Fuck Titanfall 3, like, and EA will be like, oh, yeah, well, Titanfall 2 didn't do so good, you know, because they released it at the same time as fucking Battlefield. So I totally get the, like, the anxiety a lot of Titanfall fans have about, like, man, does this mean we're not going to get a new Titanfall? Because that would suck, for sure. That would really blow the big one. Fuck it.
Upgrade core ready.
Got another wave. Let's get him.
Alright, where are they coming? Where are they coming? Where are they coming?
Mortar specters on the rooftops. Make sure you get up there and destroy them.
No.
I'm detecting Titanfall signatures. We knew this would happen. Get ready. Harvester shields are dropping.
Oh, that little shit live? He did.
Harvester shields back up to 100%.
Upgrade core ready.
Yeah, like, I don't want to bitch about it too much because for me, Battle Royale games just never really, like, hooked up for me, I guess. Right? Like, it was just never something I was super into. So I feel bad, like, talking shit about Apex, like, because from what I understand from, like, people who are super into them, it's really good.
All right, team. You've got this.
It's just not my cup of tea. So, like, I really don't want to, like, complain about it, I guess. Oh, he's already on it.
Friendly pilot attacking your target.
Damn. Thought for sure that dude was gonna
The
die.
harvester shields are absorbing damage. Those mortar titans bomb the harvester from a distance. Use your mini-map to hunt them down.
The harvester shield is back up.
Enemy Titan destroyed. Friendly Titan attacking your target.
The harvester shield is taking...
Those mortar titans are really giving our harvester some damage.
They're set up on the outskirts. Hunt them down, team.
What? Did I miss him?
Critical damage.
Enemy prisoners down there. Take those beasts out. The harvester shield is recharging, guys. Do us a favor. Keep it protected.
Friendly Titan attacking your target.
Nope. Nope. Don't want none of that.
Enemy Titan down.
We've got enemy titans coming your way. Get ready. There are arc titans in this wave. Watch out for their arc field.
Yeah, that thing will tear right through energy shields.
Enemy Titan eliminated.
Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, dude.
Exo 16 armed and ready, pilot.
God damn, dude.
Titans inbound.
That's a lot of Titans. Cyberpunk 2077 does look really good, for sure.
Pilot is outnumbered by hostile Titans. Enemy Titan down.
Fucking flank, boys.
Upgrade core ready.
Harvester shields are dropping. Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it.
We are engaging multiple Titans. Rockets will be useful. Friendly Titan attacking your
The
target.
harvester shields are gonna drop if they keep taking damage. Give it some cover.
Enemy Titan destroyed. Friendly Titan attacking your target. Enemy Titan down.
Harvester shields back up to 100%.
Enemy
Nice.
Titan
Fuck me.
eliminated.
Outer Worlds looks really, really good.
Untouched that time. Good work. Good work? Come on, Drones. It was great work.
Definitely very much looking forward to that one. I love the like
Titans inbound.
pseudo Borderlands slash how much do I have left? I love the pseudo Borderlands slash like old school Fallout feel, I guess. I am almost always drinking Jack Daniel's honey anytime you see me drinking on stream. That is my go-to, is the JD honey. Definitely my favorite.
Heads up, team. There's a new wave dropping in. So keep your heads up.
Alright.
I already said that, Davis.
That last one was kind
Double
of
the
hectic.
advice.
I think that's the most in like a wave swarm of Titans I've seen so far.
Got incoming enemy mortar Titans. They lob rockets from a distance. Find them.
Where's the mortar boy? I'm coming!
Inbound. Keep your distance. Take him out. The harvester shields are absorbing damage.
Upgrade core ready. Outnumbered 3 to 1. Acquiring shields may be used.
The harvester shields are about to go down. Protect it.
No!
There are mortar Titans launching rockets at the harvester. Those things are crazy. Take them out, team. The harvester shields just went down. Armor. Taking permanent damage.
I thought they were doing. Oh my god! Wow, they like really
Enemy Titan destroyed.
don't doom. Holy shit! I'm pretty sure I missed that.
Enemy Titan
Oh.
down.
My bad, shield. I thought I had it.
The harvester shield is recharging. Don't let the remnant fleet damage it.
Oh god, now they're gonna come. Literally right where
Upgrade
it was.
core set.
Harvester shields are back online.
No? Oh, no, they're gonna lose. Okay. Fucking Titan Girl got it. We're good.
Got enemy Titans coming your way. Get ready.
I think they're ready, Drones.
Let's squish, squish.
Right, team? Woo!
Keep Titans heading your way, team. Take them out.
Now we got it.
Pilot, our position is compromised. Multiple Titans attacking. Friendly Titan attacking your
Oop,
target.
this is getting great.
Upgrade core ready. Upgrade core stage 1. Pilot disengaged.
Team, we've got a pilot down.
It's okay. It's okay. Stick together. We can win this
Reload,
thing.
please. Thank you.
Harvester shields are dropping. Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it. Looks like a turret is just... Watch out, team. The shields are down. Protect the harvester. You've got it.
Enemy Titan destroyed.
Good news, team. Pilot reinforcements just landed.
That Those nuclear ones are the worst because they're like, okay, I'm gonna blow up and take you with me now. In your foot.
Friendly.
The harvester shield is back up.
Disengage.
Guys, we just lost a pilot out there. We gotta be more careful.
Friendly Titan attacking our target.
Wave clear.
Oh, alright,
Nice
well,
work down
let's
there,
do it.
pilots. Got some more credits for you.
Ah.
Advice. Spend it wisely.
Yeah, for sure, man. I literally just found out about this stuff, so I'm
Got nuke titans.
I'm all for
All
it,
right,
man.
team, keep them away from the harvester. They'll rush it and try to detonate.
I was so happy when I saw that they added this mode. So fucking happy. Yeah, my problem with Nuke Titans is like, I'll go in to try to get the battery, and then somebody on the other team will keep shooting it and kill both of us. That's usually what happens. I played it a little bit yesterday. I did like 3 rounds with move speed for a little bit,
Crap, we've got
and then
That's all
after
right,
that,
team.
I haven't
You've
played
got
it.
this.
So
Just shoot
yeah, this is pretty
first.
much.
Always the
I'm
options,
very much
huh,
still new to
dog?
Frontier Defense. Like I've never played this map. I think I've done Mozambique and Dry Docks.
I'm detecting Titan.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do, unfortunately, especially with like pugs, right? When it's just like an open group with randoms, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do to try to like
Stalkers detected. Get ready to take
coordinate
them
and
out.
prevent that kind of thing.
Upgrade core ready.
You got enemy Reapers down there, team.
Take those beasts out.
Careful, team. You've got Arc and Nuke Titans inbound. Work together to take them out.
Teamwork always gets the job done.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Team, we've got a pilot down.
It's okay. It's okay. Stick together. We can win this thing.
Upgrade core standing by. Warning. Heavy damage sustained. Upgrade core stage 2.
Reinforcements are inbound, team.
Oh, you little shit, I needed that battery. Alright, that's cool. No biggie.
Team, protect the harvester while the shield recharges.
Friendly Titan attacking our target.
Guys, we just lost a pilot out there. We've got to be more careful.
I
Poor
think they're
pilot,
getting
dude,
desperate.
just keeps getting
They're throwing
wrecked.
everything they've got at you. Get ready.
Oh, no. Go around the front, thank you.
Got some friendly pilots back in action. It's on now.
Friendly Titan eliminated. Pilot disengaged. Enemy Titan down. Clear disengaged by multiple.
Listen up, team. The harvester shields are absorbing damage. Put an end to it.
Oh shit. Nope, that's not gonna work.
Critical damage sustained.
Harvester shields back up.
It's good to know I can't use that ability from the rear. Take care, Revenge. I'll see you later, man. Oh shit, from the rear. Fuck.
Titan destroyed.
Didn't see it.
Enemy Titan down. Upgrade core ready. Enemy Titan destroyed. Enemy Titan eliminated.
Oh, I think I literally almost did what I was bitching about a second ago.
Upgrade core standing by.
I like last second was like, oh no, I can go for the enemies, and then
Enemy Titan attacking your
I
target.
was like, no, maybe I can get the dude. I had a commitment issue right there.
Enemy Titan destroyed.
Mission complete, pilots. Great
Nice.
work.
That's how the 6-4 does it.
We're not the 6-4 anymore, Davis.
6-4 evermore, drones. 6-4 evermore.
Phew. Yeah, this shit's so much fun. It's just nice because like you can really kind of like get a lot of Titan gameplay in, whereas like in competitive, I feel like I spend so much time not being able to call in because I mean, for one, like there are dudes on foot who like their skill cap is so much higher than I could ever hope to have mine. Like it's just fucking insanely good. And then like playing with randoms on top of it, like you just never know what you're gonna get. So like I just never end up getting a good amount of time in a Titan, which is to me, it's the most fun to me. It's the game mode that I enjoy the most. So like for me personally, Frontier Defense is like exactly what I wanted. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and especially in like competitive, I feel like Titans are incredibly vulnerable. I don't remember if it was that bad in the first game. It's been so long, but I definitely like in the beginning of it, it felt very, very vulnerable at launch day on Titanfall 2. Like it was very easy to kill somebody in their Titan. What do we got?
Pilot detected. Validating protocols.
Yeah, I would say I'm like subpar to average on competitive. It's been a long time, granted, but it's definitely one of those things where like I like if I tried to play competitive right now, I would do very poorly because like I don't have that rhythm of like wall running down.
Jump successful. Now it's your time to shine. Woo! You said it, brother.
I would be very much
Good luck
embarrassed.
down there.
Okay, pilots, the harvester's up and running. Defend it from the remnant fleet and keep the area clear.
You got this. Woo!
Hell yeah, they do.
I've detected incoming enemy signatures. Not a lot, but don't get cocky.
Okay, here they come.
Ah,
Oh,
fucking
look, you got
snipers,
this.
right? Wrecking everything. I don't remember where they come from on this one. Actually, I think this one, the last time I had this map, it was like all mortar stalkers. I guess not. Is it? Do you know if it's random? Like, oh no, yep, there they are. Nice. God, I keep forgetting that they blow up like that. Oh!
Harvester shields are dropping.
Oh shit.
Harvester shields are back online.
Oh, I didn't get them too.
The harvester shields are absorbed.
Mortar specters are raining shells down on the harvester. Clear them out for me. That's, well, you know, for you too.
Team, we've got a pilot down.
It's okay. It's okay. Stick together. We can win this thing. The harvester shield is back up.
No, I hit the ground.
Good news, team. Pilot reinforcements just landed. Harvester shields are dropping.
Harvester shields back up to 100%.
That would be really cool. I would have fun with that. Like, just keep going until you fucking can't anymore. Kind of like Warframe, right? Like, that's one of the things I really like about Warframe is you can go into, like, wave survival and shit and just fucking go ham. Aw, fuck me. Although, I wish they would, like, fix their scaling a little with Warframe. Oh, no, on the side. Oh, well.
The harvester shield is recharging, guys. Do us a favor. Keep it protected.
But yeah, it would be a lot of fun to have more of like a infinite wave thing. That's one of the things I didn't like about Mass Effect Andromeda too. It felt like the waves per match or whatever were just kind of really short.
Nice work out there. Here are some credits. Use them to build up some defenses.
Make yourself a little more badass.
We got cloak drones. Do you see them, Davis?
Barely. Those things can cloak any remnant fleet unit in the system, even Titans.
Watch out,
No,
team.
no, stop, stop! Oh shit. Oh no, for sure doing Anthem. Definitely gonna be playing it as soon as they unlock it. I've heard Thursday night. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, it definitely as soon as it unlocks, I'll be playing Anthem for sure. Yeah, like so like the issue I have with Warframe, like later waves and stuff, is that you get to a point where like it's not that you can't handle the waves, it's that you get to a point where
I'm up for another wave.
some random ass fucking stupid shit gets you fucking down. Like what do you call it? Like getting swarmed with a room of fucking the dudes who siphon all of your fucking energy, or getting a fucking bullshit knockdown that you fucking can't fucking dodge or some shit. Crap like that. On high settings, I run Anthem no problem. On Ultra, I can notice a little bit of frame loss. So, not perfect for sure.
Your Titan's ready for deployment.
And I mean, I do have an older card too, though. I have a 980, so it wouldn't hurt for me to upgrade that. I've been kind of waiting. I don't know if like I want to bother upgrading now or if I want to wait until I see what happens with Star Citizen a little more. If that makes sense. Like, I don't want to spend a bunch of money to upgrade something that's not going to be able to act or properly run Star Citizen in like fucking, you know, a couple months, right? Yeah. I know, but like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I specifically want to wait because I don't want that to be an excuse that, like, white knights for the game use, where they're like, oh, it's because you can't fucking run it with your old hardware, because, like, you know, GTX fucking 3080 is out when fucking Star Citizen finally comes out, right? Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. So, like, I would just rather wait, I guess, you know? That way, like, there is no fucking bullshit reason that, like, fanboys can be like, oh, well, it's not Star Citizen's fault, it's because your hardware is old.
The harvester shields are about to go down. Protect it.
Oops, my bad.
The harvester shield just went down.
Ow.
Arm up. It's taking permanent damage. Harvester health is at 75%.
Oh, shit.
Guys, we just lost a pilot out there. You gotta be more careful.
Team, protect the harvester while the shield recharges.
The harvester shield is back up. We got some friendly pilots back in action. It is on now.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and I feel like that's one of those, balance issues that they need to fucking fine-tune with Warframe, right? Like,
We've lost another pilot, team. Keep it together.
because it sucks when it feels like they're balancing for the OP frames, and then, like, your off-brand fucking frames are just utterly fucked as a result, right? Because, like, they don't perform even close to the right thing. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, but it's been, like,
Good work, team.
almost a year since I've really been super active on Warframe. So this might be outdated, but as an example, let's think. Fuck. What's a shit frame?
Careful, team. You've got ARC
God.
and Nuke Titans inbound.
Mag?
Work together to take them out.
I think Mag was
always
pretty
gets the job
garbage.
done.
I don't remember. Let's say Mag, right? So it's bullshit for me as like a Mag player to get balanced against like a fucking Excalibur, right? Like, obviously I'm not fucking gonna do as well as him. So like, it sucks when you're sitting there trying to like compete with them, or compete with like the content that's balanced for that frame, right? Because like, no way. Like, you're not as good.
On board. Welcome back.
So, like, you get to those higher-end waves, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just go get fucked, because there's, like, shit all I can do. And again, that example might be dated. I don't know if Mag still sucks,
Let's get him.
or if she did suck. I can't remember. It's been so long, I can't remember, like, which frames did well and which ones didn't. Or, like, Nidus, right? Like, he's great at, like, late wave shit, but he fucking sucks early on when he doesn't have stacks. And if you're playing in a group, I'm like, oh, you little shit. Ah, I knew that was gonna get wasted. Fuck. Like, if I'm playing Nidus, I'm super encouraged to be a selfish fucking dick. And only care about myself. And, like, to hog everything.
Multiple Titans engaging.
Oh, God.
XO-16 armed and ready to fight. Friendly pilot attacking your target. We are outnumbered 3-1.
Fucking 3-1? That's up. Fucking very generous.
Got some friendly pilots back in action. It's on now.
Disengage. Friendly pilot attacking your target.
Yeah, I don't know if Titanfall 2 necessarily had DLC. I think they had, like,
Enemy
I don't know.
Titan down.
I don't know what you would call it, I guess.
Upgrade core ready. Friendly pilot attacking your target.
Oh, shit!
Team, we've
Fuck!
got it down.
It's okay. It's okay. Stick together.
Oh, I knew that was gonna fucking happen, man.
Multiple Titans attacking. Eject.
Push!
Looks like your turret is down. Get over there and repair.
Good news, team. Pilot reinforcements just landed.
Fuck!
Rolling down. Woo!
Oh, he's working on it. I think for, like, DLC, didn't they just have, what do you call it?
Your Titan is almost
Like, expanded
online.
Titan shit?
I'm pumped.
I don't know for sure, right? Like, I stopped playing shortly after release, so I'm super unqualified to comment.
Your Titan's ready for deployment.
Guys, we just lost a pilot out there. You've got to be more careful.
Nope!
Harvester shields are dropping.
Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it.
Back in the fight, back in the fight!
Reinforcements are inbound, team.
No! I double
All
jumped
right,
on
party
accident.
time.
I
Your
fucked that
Titan
up.
is ready.
There are mortar Titans out there. Track them down and take them out.
Okay, man.
Stand by for Titanfall.
I can do better than that. Stand by for Titanfall. Woo!
Oh, shit. Well played.
Enemy Titan destroyed.
I swear, like,
Enemy Titan eliminated.
that shield heal, like, never fucking fires right when I want it to.
Friendly pilot
I don't know if it's lag or what.
multiple Titans.
It's super frustrating
The
though.
shield is taking some hits.
Oh, shoot. The Harvester's getting barraged by mortar Titans.
Listen up. The harvester was untouched that time. Good work.
Good work? Come on, drones. It was great work.
Yeah, right. That's the shit that, like, that really, I feel like, is one of the biggest tells when people are like, oh man, Star Citizen, it's gonna be amazing, fucking almost released, blah, blah, whatever, right? Just look at, like, the quality of the AI in Star Citizen and how just fucking fucked it is. And that should tell people, like, pretty much all they need to know in terms of, like... Oh, no. Come on. Coming up. Shit. It's not gonna let me do it. Just, like, how far away we are from, like, live ready or whatever you want to fucking call it. Or going out of even alpha. Star Citizen is not even remotely in like a good place AI wise. Like, it's so fucking basic and bad. Like, it's the kind of shit that we had in shooter FPSs from like years ago, like a decade better, right? Like really fucking basic and dumb. It's so bad. But remember, the AI is going to be so good you'll be wondering, is this a player or is this AI? Like, you won't even know. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Like, I don't even believe that that's gonna happen for any game in the next like fucking 5-10 years, much less Star Citizen, the fucking game of dreams, right? Like, there's just no way. It just feels like more bullshit marketing promises. Oh, for sure, for sure. Like, and that's one of the things too that. So this kind of like falls into like the roadmap shit, right? So like, I'm assuming everybody here watching this right now is like Star Citizen related, because that's where like 90% of the channel is, right? So this is the one thing that like I really was gonna fucking kind of like, if I did decide to make a video talking about the roadmap, this was gonna be one of the prime things. Squadron 42 has very clearly come front and center for their development, right? Like, Star Citizen is on the back burner. Make no mistake about that. And that's fine, right? Like, clearly they're making trouble with money, or they're having trouble with money. They need to have that, right? They need Squadron 42. It's gotta fucking come very soon. They have to prove, like, hey, we can make a fucking game, look at us, guys. Because they need to lure in people besides, like, the average typical whale that they've had, right? Like, they need new money. So anyways, and that's fine, right? Like, I'm okay with them doing that. Whatever. I mean, it sucks because I don't care a whole lot about Squadron 42, especially after they gutted it from the multiplayer co-op and, like, turned it into a single-player game. So it's, like, very low down on my focus. Or care, priorities, whatever. But the thing that like really irritated me was the community's response, where everybody was like, well, of course, Squadron 42, the single player game was always the main focus of their development. Like, Star Citizen's just an extra thing. And it's like, what? Like, first of all, Squadron 42 used to be a multiplayer thing, so like you're excusing away like their failure to deliver a multiplayer game just fucking cuz. Oh, god damn it, I wasn't watching the shield. Anyway, so they're excusing away the fact that, like, Squadron 42 used to be multiplayer as well. They're, like, going, oh, well, it's a single-player game. And, like, it wasn't the only focus. And Star Citizen was not, like, just a bonus to it, right? Like, it annoys me so much how much, like, the community goes, like, full-on revisionist for, like, fucking everything. It drives me fucking crazy that, like, they just want to, like, reimagine what was promised anytime, like, what they originally, like, CIG originally pitched becomes inconvenient to, like, reality in the development project. It's just fucking nuts to me. Like, I can't imagine being that fucking, I don't know, drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, I don't know what to call it, right? But that invested in something that, like, I have to completely reimagine everything, because otherwise, like, yeah, like, I just can't handle it. I can't handle the community, like, reading the shit that they say and, like, the way they warp shit. Like, I want to, like, because I know there's good backers out there, right? Like, they're not all fucking terrible, but yeah, that's exactly what they do. They do everything they can to try to, like, trivialize the dumb shit and the lying and the false fucking promises and everything else, right? Instead of holding CIG, or excuse me, Cloud Imperium, I forgot they're not CIG anymore. It's gonna take some getting used to. Instead of holding Cloud Imperium accountable for, like, anything, they try to, like, warp what was promised and pitched, and, like, it's like, okay, sure, why not? Oh yeah, like, I'm hesitant to ever get excited for Elite, like the future of Elite, because I just don't know if Frontier is ever going to take Elite as seriously as, like, space fans want them to. But yeah, I mean, like, Elite is doing very, very well, right? And, like, they've been out for years. I don't know how much they've actually, like, made over the course since, like, leaving, you know, Alpha or Beta or whatever. But I'm sure they're up there, right? And it just sucks because, like, there's so much potential there with Elite Dangerous because they did build the foundation out, and, like, they aren't developing in, like, a spider web of, like, branching out into 20 different fucking directions like Cloud Imperium's trying to do. They were like, okay, well, let's make a space game. Let's have some fucking core mechanics. Let's have fucking, you know, this, that, whatever. And then, like, they're adding to it, but it's like, it's frustrating because you can tell that, like, it's not their priority, I guess, right? Stop shooting, you little shit! Fuck! And that's frustrating because, like, I feel like Elite could be really, really good. Shit.
The harvester shield just went down.
Armor,
nope.
It's taking permanent damage.
Fight me!
The harvester shield is recharging. Don't let the remnant fleet damage it. The harvester shields are about to go down. Protect it.
Enemy Titan down.
So I don't know. Like, I mean, like, I do play Elite on and off, right? I just don't normally stream it because, I don't know. For one, like, I'm not as passionate about Elite as I am with Star Citizen, right? Like, I wasn't there for the beginning of Elite. Stuff like that, right? It's a lot easier to be more invested in Star Citizen than I am Elite. I also enjoyed, like, the way that Star Citizen used to fly a lot more than Elite. So that was a big part on, like, why
barely took any damage.
I enjoy Star Citizen more than Elite. But I mean, when I want to play a space game that has, like, the fundamentals in game, Elite's the one I'm gonna play, right?
You're about to face everything they've got. Be ready for anything.
I would be shocked if the carrot comes this year, honestly. I could totally see it getting postponed. I could be wrong with that, for sure. I didn't lose the shield there. Okay, no, I still got it. Alright, we're good. Man, I just don't know. I feel like something no bueno will happen with that. Maybe not. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, even if it comes, right, it's gonna be just like countless other ships where, like, there's no gameplay to go with it, right? It's just more, it's more backer fluffing, right? You're Yeah, you like that? You want to give us some more money? Look, we made the Carrack for you. Like, okay, cool. This is another big ship that does nothing. Yay. Like, okay, and like, you know, I think I saw that the Hull C was on the roadmap now. Okay, do we have like large containers yet? Is that coming? I haven't looked, legitimately. Like, I'm on vacation from Star Citizen until 3.5. But like, okay, yay, we have the Hull C. Like, what depth is there? Like, there's no reason to have the Hull C because like, trading is just fucking, totally fucking not viable at all. For one, like, I'm not gonna fill up a Hull C because you fucking crash and lose it because Star Citizen's persistence is fucking fuck all nothing a joke. There goes so much money. Like, I can't even imagine it, right? So like, what's the point of having a Hull C if like you can't even fill it up because literally everything you fucking own is just erased. Like, it's fucking gone. Who the fuck wants to have that happen? Like, fuck that. That's why I stopped doing like Jumptown shit, right? Like, it's rage-inducing when the game fucking crashes and it can't fucking recover for shit. Like, there's no excuse for persistence to be how fucked it is in like this shape that, or like this many years in, right? Like, they should have some level of persistence by now, and they don't. Like, it's so hit or miss. Like, half the time you can't even log back in, and if you do, you're like lucky as fuck if you still have anything in your fucking cargo. 7 years in. Holy fuck. But of course, that's not the kind of shit that like, you know, the main Star Citizen channels are going to talk about when they're like promoting the shit out of that game to fucking anybody who can possibly see it or listen. It's like, dude, do you not realize what a disservice you're doing to your fucking game by like screwing fucking people over? Because, you know, like, for every one person that's going to try Star Citizen and be like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever played in my whole fucking life, I want to fucking give Chris Roberts my fucking firstborn and my fucking wife. Ah! Like, 10 people are going to be like, what the fuck is this joke? And then they're going to go fucking talk about it. And they're going to fucking tell everybody, like, how fucked it was. Oh, you little shit. Oh my god, dude. Holy fuck.
The harvester shields are gonna drop if they keep taking damage. Give it some cover. Crap, the harvester.
What do you think I'm doing?
We've got to pilot down.
Dude, this match is fucking
The harvester shield is taking some hits.
holy
Give it
shit.
some cover.
This is savage as fuck. No, live, buddy! I don't know if that helps you. I think you're still fucked.
The harvester shield is back.
Ah!
We got some friendly pilots back in action. It is on now.
Exodus 16 armed and ready pilot. Friendly Titan tracking the target. Enemy Titan destroyed.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Wowzer. That's why, like,
Now this is a team worth fighting.
dude, I got into it with somebody on Spectrum, like,
Let's get out.
4 months ago or some shit, right? And they were like, oh, well, fuck bombers and all this other shit. I've got a hammerhead. I'll be able to just hover over the battlefield and just lay waste to ground troops. Fuck a tank. I'll be able to just fuck them with my hammerhead, right? And it's like, dude, a hammerhead is literally going to be struggling under the new flight model to do, like, to basically to stay afloat, right? Much less, like, maneuver at all. So, like, every ground vehicle that has a cannon on it is going to be fucking savaging you, like, so hard. And they're like, no, I can maneuver out of it. And it's like, okay. I mean, if that helps you sleep at night, then sure. Okay, yeah, you'll be able to just right out of it. And that's the thing, though. That's, like, Star Citizen's MO, is, like, catering to people's dreams, like their fantasies, right? That's what Chris has, like, made $250 million on, basically, is, like, telling people, oh, yeah, definitely. That thing you're dreaming up, that could totally happen in my game. So it's just super frustrating. Yeah, and that's the thing too, right, Ken Scott? Like, you're looking at like overheating on thrusters now, which is going to be a totally new thing. You're looking at gravity being a much more punishing thing, especially to larger vehicles, like capital class ones. I mean, like, granted, the Hammerhead's not like a fucking javelin, but it's still fairly large. And, you know, when you consider that the Idris is like the largest ship capable of landing in Atmo, you know, the Hammerhead's not exactly small in that scale, right? So it's just crazy the amount of fantasy that like people have towards like how the game is going to play, and then like the amount of indulgence that CI, well, god damn, why would they change their fucking name? That's so fucking annoying. The amount of indulgence that Cloud Imperium like caters to backers in order to like keep them spending. I never had that one happen, no wiser. Let's keep that. Oh, this is a gun paint. I like that one. We'll keep that one. Yeah! I'll take some fucking... What is that, an eyelash viper? Fucking sexy right there. Yeah, boy. I don't think I want to change any of this other shit, though. Faster electronic smoke. Yep. Oh, this was the other one. Yeah, no, I'm keeping that. Alright. Assault chip improves auto Titan precision and enables use of offensive. Automatically ejected cloak. One extra dash. Titan core starts with 20% build time. Yeah, they did. They changed their name to Cloud Imperium. They're no longer Cloud Imperium Games. I guess maybe it was like an inside joke where they were like, hey, we actually haven't made any games, so we'll just be Cloud Imperium now. But yeah, they're officially Cloud Imperium and no longer Cloud Imperium Games. I have no idea why. Fuck. I guess this... I mean, one extra dash would be useful. Fuck it. Alright, pilot. Let's see. Shoot while sprinting. Oh, that's kind of cool. Like that. Oh shit, I didn't realize there were this many more fucking skins. Holy shit. That's a lot of fucking camo. Some snake skin on there. Alright. Down. Do I have that for this too? I do not. Oh, that's a bummer. Love me some snake skin fucking paint. Oh, for sure, right, Weiser? Like, I could absolutely see him doing that, right? Like, no joke. I'm sure I'll get some shit for saying this, especially from, like, fans of the game. But I could absolutely see Chris Roberts putting out Squadron 42 as whatever it comes out as, right? And then being like, well, here's Star Citizen, and then trying to branch off into movies. Because, I mean, everybody knows that's what he wants to do, right, is make movies. Unfortunately, he's kind of, like, burned most of his bridges out there. But, like, make no mistake. And that's the thing that, like, that's why I think Squadron 42 is not going to do well. Because I bet you, like, I will fucking put my name on it that Squadron 42 is going to be much more movie than game. It's going to be so much cinematic and fucking trying to, like, tell a movie plot than like focus on gameplay. I would fucking bet my name on it. For sure that is what's going to happen. And you can even tell just based around the Anvil Valkyrie. The fact that the dropship went through three different fucking, you know, ship frames, right? It started out as the fucking Redeemer. It wasn't cinematic enough. It didn't look good enough in his fucking cinematics for Squadron 42, so he scrapped that shit. And then made the fucking Vanguard variant. The, oh my god. The hoplite. He made the hoplite. And I guarantee you, the reason that he scrapped the hoplite is because there was some cinematic where the ramp drops and soldiers run on out of the fucking back like, "Argh!" And it didn't look fucking cool enough to him. And I bet you he was like, no, guys, we need a new dropship. We need a new dropship. Gotta redo it. Squadron 42, it's gotta look perfect. This is my Wing Commander redemption. And I guarantee you that's why the fucking Anvil Valkyrie became a thing. Yeah. He has so much money tied up in the mocap too. Like, it's insane. It better, like, legitimately be a fucking movie, man. Titan tunes. Nice. But yeah, fucking just wait and see, man. I guarantee you Squadron 42 is like 80% cinematic and like, you know, that where you're like playing a cutscene, right? Like you're flying around or like you're walking through hallways and shit. And it's basically like storytelling time. It's not really like gameplay. It's like, it's basically like walking through a cinematic. It's like a cinematic on rails. It's going to be like 80% that and 20% fucking actual engaging gameplay. And that's why, like, I'm not, like, I don't have faith that, like, Squadron 42 is going to be this bubble for, or this windfall, rather, for Star Citizen. I think it's going to be more like a bubble. It's going to fucking burst on them. And he's going to be like, but, you know, he'll be fine. He made his money. It'll be a matter of, can he pay back those investors that he decided to take on? And, you know, that's the thing, too, right? Like, there's the one investor. I don't know if there's more. I haven't been following Star Citizen. But there's the one investor that, you know, dumped fucking $46 million into this fucking quagmire. And then there's, you know, the slew of loans that they have out on Star Citizen, right? So, like, there's just no way that he's going to suddenly fucking generate, you know, another fucking 250 fucking million to, like, cover his bases off of Squadron 42. It'll never happen. Yeah, like, it just... It would have been something completely different. Like, the whole development process would have been so much better if they had gone with, like, the Elite Dangerous model where, like, he pitched all this shit that he wanted and he focused on making one fucking game. He focused on getting the foundation first before adding in dumb shit. Like, I read that they're adding ALS. Why the fuck do you need ALS in fucking Star Citizen? What's the fucking point of that? Like, I might be confused because I've been drinking, but people who sign can fucking read, right? So, why are you making ALS? Why do we need ALS emotes? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I hope to God that, like, the link I was given was satire. I hope it was satire. Otherwise, it's, like, it's just more ridiculous fucking bloat that, like, is completely useless and just lends credit to the fact that, like, CIG is just trying to come up with shit to make to, like, keep extending the development time so they can keep milking stupid people. I don't know, man. It's fucking crazy. It's insane. And, like, the Crytek lawsuit, I don't care, like, who wins it. If Crytek loses, that's cool. I just want it to get to trial so I can, like, see this shit fucking sandwich just get opened up. Yeah, like, I just don't understand it, right? Like, I'm all about games supporting people with disabilities, right? Like, when I see Reddit threads where, like, you know, somebody has, like, a seriously physically crippling disability and, like, they're able to play a game with, like, you know, one hand or, like, they're fucking mouse or their mouth while holding a controller or something like that, because the game like allows them to have that level of customization. That's fucking awesome, right? I think that's great. But like, how does ALS factor into it? Like, how does sign language become like a mandatory thing for a fucking video game? I don't get it, I guess. And like, I thought long and hard about that when I first saw that link, because I was like, am I being insensitive? Am I being like a shitty person? But like, I just don't understand what need there is to have ALS in a video game.
Alright, kids, you ready for thrills, chills, and kills? Must you say that every time? Yes. Yes, I must. Good luck, team.
Yeah, right? Like, it's either got to be like, I don't even know. I won't even try to like come up with an idea. I don't know. Wasn't this a Titanfall 1 map? It looks familiar. But yeah, like it just, the only thing I can think of is they're coming up with like excessive stupid animation shit for like Squadron, right? But like, why would somebody be signing to me in Squadron? I don't know, man. It's crazy to me. It's all crazy. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm just totally lost.
I'm seeing cloak drones. Take them out so you can see what you're fighting.
A law for ALS? I've never heard anything about that. I've heard that like in-game chat needs to be like certain shit, but I've never heard anything about ALS. That doesn't make any fucking sense for a video game. Like, you're not gonna sign to people.
Harvester shields are dropping. Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it.
I could be wrong, for sure. I haven't heard anything about that. Like how ALS factors into video games. I've heard about like the disability shit with like I don't remember if it was like for the blind or some shit. I don't know. It was something weird.
Shields back up to 100%.
I mean, I could, like I said, I could totally be wrong. It's a setting that interests me a lot. I just, I don't know if I'm going to spend money on the Division 2. My issue with the Division 2, I thought about doing a review video when I played the beta, and I never got around to it. I've been so distracted with like doing other shit IRL that I just haven't bothered with a lot of things. Arc, baby, arc. No, I went too far. My issue with the Division 2 is the same thing that I had a problem with Destiny Forsaken and Destiny 2, really. It totally could have been an expansion and did not need to be a new game. So my problem is, like, I have Division 2, right? I have all this money and time that I put into Division 1. I have the Division. I think I said Division 2. I apologize, guys. The more I drink, the more retarded I get. I have all this time and money that I put into the Division, and now all of it is invalidated because they want to fucking launch a new title to get a full 60 game price on it, right? So it makes me very uninterested in committing time and money into something that I know is going to be invalidated in like 2 years, 3 years, whatever, when they are like, well, we want to launch a full title again, just cause, when it could absolutely be, you know, just an expansion, which, you know, like, a lot of them try to promote it as like, not an MMO, but like the same kind of living world as an MMO, if that makes sense. So I don't see a point. And then the other issue I have with it is that the gameplay, or the gunplay, I should say, not gameplay. The gunplay is so similar to Anthem that I feel like I already spent the money, right? I'm not gonna basically buy the same game twice, and that's what it feels like. Especially considering that, like, Division 2, god damn it. Especially considering that Division 2 feels so much like the first game. I feel like I'm literally rewarding the exact behavior that pissed me off so much with Destiny. No, you're good, lady. I could be wrong. I heard about it, and I know that's like one of the reasons that Anthem's in-game chat got cut was because of that that act. Because originally they were grandfathered in, and because they like postponed it or whatever, like now or because they postponed launch, they're not factored into it anymore. Something like that, right? So I know that there is a new like disabilities. I don't want to say disabilities act, but like there is a new law or whatever that affects gaming that's based around disabilities. I just don't know like the specifics on it. So I don't know if that encompasses ALS. It might. I could be wrong. I just haven't heard anything about it.
Water specters on the rooftops.
I probably won't play Metro, and I know this is super bandwagon-y, but because of it being on Epic Game Launcher,
Hey, sorry to bother you, but are you ready? We're all waiting for you.
I fucking hate Epic Games Launcher so much. My kids play Fortnite, right? I have 3 kids who are all like age 6 and up, and I have 3 kids who are all age 6 and up, right? And they all play Fortnite. And my email is constantly bombarded with suspicious login attempt, like nonstop. And like I've changed the emails, I've changed the passwords so many fucking times, but I am constantly getting emails from Epic Games going, your account has been attempted to log in or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that I'm not playing anything on this with like, you know, shit that I actually care about. Oh shit, my bad guys, sorry.
Stand by for Titanfall.
So that's the biggest. Like, I want nothing to do with Epic Games Launcher from a security standpoint, and then also because I'm sick and tired of fucking having every fucking game company want to have their own launcher. It drives me insane. Like, it was one thing when Steam was around, right? And I was like, yeah, this is kind of a convenience thing. Everything is in one place. Fuck it. And then Uplay, and then Origin, and then fucking other ones I can't fucking think of, and then Epic, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to have 20 different fucking game launcher platforms on my fucking computer. Like I'm just done with it. So like this shit just it's super irritating to me. And like it's not necessarily a space thing, it's like a convenience thing, you know? Outer World for sure. Rage 2 also, yes. Rage 2 looks really fucking fun. I'm interested to see that, like how that plays. I think Rage 2 will be really cool.
Harvester shields back up to 100%.
Yeah, for sure, Best. I definitely see it going that way. I mean, I agree, right? Like, you can't really stop it. But, I don't know. Like, I can choose to participate or not. And I'm choosing not to, right? Like, it's not going to kill me if I don't play Metro. Like, I would really like to play, what do you call it? I would really love to play Red Dead, right? But I'm not going to buy it on console. They can come to me on PC, or I'm not going to fucking play it. I would love to play it. It looks fucking amazing. I can only imagine Red Dead on PC with, like, mods and shit. But I'm not going to do it. So, you know, and that's fine, right? But, like, that's one of those things, right? Like, if gamers are upset about it, they need to make a stand. They need to take a stand on shit. They need to be like, yeah, you know what? Like, oh, goddamn it. That's the wrong fucking button. They need to say, you know what? I'm not going to reward this behavior. And unfortunately, we as gamers we're fucking shitty at that, right? For sure. And I feel like a large part of that comes down to, like, we get in slumps where, like, there's just nothing to fucking kind of play. So we're like, you know what? I'll take whatever. Fuck it. It's the same thing with, like, pre-ordering. You know, like, Jesus Christ, we as gamers need to stop pre-ordering, but, you know, do you miss out on the potential shit that comes with the pre-order, or do you do this, or whatever, right? But, you know, like, when I feel like I can make a stand and, like, stand by my own, like, morals and principles, I try to do it. So for me, like, I don't want to reward Epic for buying up a ton of shit and being like, haha, now you gotta come to us. So that's kind of how I am, right? Like, for instance, so Metro Exodus wasn't really something I was really looking at. but there was this kind of small game called Maneater, right? And it's very similar to the game Depth, where you play as a shark and like you run around eating shit. And like I know it's something super simple and dumb, but like I was really into that game. Like I was looking forward to it for a long time because I love games where like you're a fucking shark and you get to fucking just eat shit, right? Like fuck yeah. And like we were waiting forever and forever for this game to finally like go pre-order or early access on Steam, and like dude, like a year and a half went by with nothing. And then out of the blue, right after Metro went to Epic Games, they're like, hey guys, so Epic Games has offered us, you know, the financial backing to produce a really good product if we come over to their platform. So we're going exclusive to Epic Games for a year, blah, blah, blah. And everybody was like, dude, we were waiting for like 2 fucking years to literally throw our wallet at you because we wanted this fucking game. And like instead of opening up to the community and talking to us, you like went behind our back and like fucking sold out to fucking Epic. Fuck you. So like now, like, you know, at least myself and like lots of other people who were waiting for the game are like, alright, fine, I won't buy your fucking game then. You know, like fuck you then. I don't know, dude. Like I have really serious issues with like rewarding companies who do shitty things. Like, and I know like it's kind of fucking childish maybe, but it bugs the shit out of me, man. I have like ever since I was a kid, I was really big, well I say kid as in like a teenager, I was really big on like not rewarding companies for products and practices that like felt like bullshit. And I've tried to like stick to that as much as possible in life. And like it's fine if other people don't want to do that. I'm not going to judge people, right? Like same shit with like the whole EA controversy, right? Like there are people who are like, man, EA fucked me over with Battlefront, let's say, or whatever, insert game. I'm never going to fucking play another EA game again. Like I can understand why they would do that, but at the same time, like if a game made by a studio, which is published by EA, looks good and enjoyable, I'm gonna play it, right? And like I'm not gonna judge anybody else for doing the same. Like, yeah, EA is a terrible fucking company, but I feel like by abstaining from anything they publish, you're punishing the developer, not the publisher. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna be like, well, this studio's shit, let's shut it down. When you could have been playing a really good game. So like that's my issue with like Anthem, right? Like I see so much like anti-Anthem shit that's actually anti-EA, and it bugs the shit out of me. Excuse me. It is. I'm not contesting that at all, right? Like a lot of people think I'm like shilling for EA because I support Anthem, but like they're a terrible fucking company. No question, right? Like Anthem looks fun and I want to play it, but like absolutely EA is a shitty fucking company. But that said, like EA seems to be letting BioWare like monetize Anthem in a fair manner to me as the customer. So I'm okay with that. If they change, I have no problem being like, fuck Anthem, fuck BioWare, fuck this game, right? And I think like that's the thing, right? Like people need to understand that shit. It's the same thing with Star Citizen. Like I supported that game back when it was fucking pay to win. I don't mind it being pay to win. Like it was acceptable to me, the reasons for pay to win and all this other shit, right? My issues were, one, that like people pretended that it wasn't pay to win, including CIG, and I think that's bullshit and it's dishonest, right? Own it. If you're gonna be pay to win, but fucking be honest about it and fucking own it. I don't have a problem under those circumstances. Ooh, fuck me. So like, that's the big thing with me, right? Is like honesty. If you want to be pay to win, that's fine, be pay to win. But like, be honest about being pay to win. I don't think that's such a fucking hard thing to do, right? Like, yeah, you're gonna turn off some people, but there are plenty of there are plenty of buyers out there or whatever that are okay with it being pay to win, like myself, right? Like I totally was okay with the pay to win. It just bothered me how they were being pay to win. But at the same time, it needs to be like at least fair pay to win. You know, like in a sense that like you can still enjoy the game if you don't pay to win or whatever, right? And I feel like Star Citizen kind of is not in that vein. Like you're very, very penalized. For not spending money. We'll get it back. We're good. So I don't know. Like that kind of shit really bugs me. And like Battlefront, it's kind of the same thing with Star Citizen, right? Where like you were at such a disadvantage if you didn't want to spend money with the loot boxes in Battlefront, just like in Star Citizen, that like you can't enjoy the game as like a free-to-play player. You're so disadvantaged that like you're literally just fodder for people who want to spend money. Like it's cool if you have the option to pay to skip in Star Citizen, but the like $45 pledges shouldn't be so miserable that like you should double think logging in, right? And like I feel like that's how it is with Star Citizen. Like the fucking Mustang and the Aurora are so shitty that like you're just fucked. Oh shit. Sorry buddy. And like it's such a grind to get out of that tier that like it's pushing you to spend money, right? Like I shouldn't feel like I'm being guilt tripped into spending money. And that's a big thing with Star Citizen. Did I have a turret? I did have a turret and I didn't use it. For derp. Hey, it actually hit him. It's so weird how this does that. Yeah, for sure, UMC. So, I'm not super up to speed with how this played out, right? My understanding is their publisher pushed it to Epic Games Launcher and not like the actual devs, right? And that really sucks. Like, I'm not advocating people should like skip Metro because it went to Epic Games Launcher, but for me personally, I don't want to play it because it's on Epic Game Launcher. If somebody wants to still get it and they're fine with Epic Game Launcher, then that's great. For me personally, I don't want more launchers on my shit, right? Like I want my life. I'm huge on things being consolidated. It drives me crazy when they aren't. So that's my issue, right? I can understand why other people wouldn't care. And I think that's fine if you don't. Shit. I'm paying attention. So for me, it's just like, I want all my shit on one place. I'm like that with my digital movie purchases as well. I want to, like, all my digital library to be in one place. If it's not, it drives me crazy to the point that, like, I'll rebuy shit to have it consolidated. I'm really like OCD about that kind of shit, right? So like that's my reasoning with like launchers. With Steam, when it was like the only thing in the house, I was like, okay, this is great. And then Origin came along and I was like, I really don't want to have to fucking get another launcher. Fuck. But you know, like there wasn't another choice. So I was like, okay, fine, Origin. Because I wanted to play Battlefield. I enjoyed Battlefield back in the day. But then Uplay came along, and then fucking Epic Games Launcher, GOG, you know, all the other ones. And I'm like I don't want to keep spreading out. Because clearly, it's like Netflix, right? When Netflix came along, that was it, right? Like there was one place to go, you got everything, you were good. And then Hulu was like, shit, dude, I want to get in on this. And then Hulu came out. And then Amazon Prime Video came out. And now we have, you know, Disney fucking shit coming, and like... I want to put the battery in. Put the battery in, yo. Oh, right, I don't have to get in. Herp derp. So, like, that's my issue. It's like, I don't want, because if I give money to them, they'll keep doing it, right? You'll make, you know, some other company go, oh shit, we could have our own launcher too, or oh shit, we could have our own movie streaming service also. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna fucking just stick to what I want to have, what I want to have, not what I'm being pressured into having, what I want, and that's it. So that's my relationship with the Epic Games Launcher and why I probably won't be ever buying Exodus. There's a good chance my kid might want it, and maybe I'll get to play it through that, since it'll be on a PS4, and I won't feel like I'm going against how I feel about it. But if that doesn't happen, then so be it. Shit, I should have bought a shield thing. I didn't even think about it. I'm so busy trying to repair my shit. I would love that, right? Even if it was like, I hesitate to say this, but like, no, I guess you couldn't really do it as like a pirate launcher platform, but like, I would have no problem if like somehow you were able to do that, right? Like just have everything in one spot. And like that's kind of what Steam was, but like goddamn man, it gets annoying having Steam launch an Ubisoft launcher to launch the game that I want to play, right? Like it's just, it's irritating. It's fucking irritating, man. Yeah, and like I get it that Steam needs to do better with how they pay out developers. You know, like it obviously sucks to put in all this money and then have Steam try to like leech it. But if that's the case, right, like don't have a fucking launcher, man. Just fucking launch the fucking game itself. Like don't make me get a launcher if like that's the problem. I'm totally fine buying your game and just having the game itself launch. Or like having its own fucking launcher, right? Like why do you need to push it through Epic? Or why do you need to push it through Ubisoft or Uplay or whatever, right? Like just have your shit fucking launch. You know, like back in the day, you know, we had games they just straight fucking launched. We didn't have like 15 fucking launchers to play the fucking game. It just started. You know, like that kind of shit bugs me. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Whoa, fuck! Oh, fuck. Yeah, I agree with you, WMD, for sure. Steam has definitely gotten pretty crazy with how much shit they have. It's like they're trying to do everything now with a game launcher.
Harvest the shields back up to 100%.
It definitely feels excessive, I agree. Yeah, fuck that type. Back up. Oh fuck!
Harvester shields are dropping.
Restart!
Harvester shields are back online.
Mount up! Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, UMC. I don't know, man. I have issues with like supporting shit I feel like is bad behavior, you know? I'm definitely not saying you're wrong. And like, I don't think that like, what do you call it? The Exodus is going to be a bad game just because it's on Epic. I'm sure there are going to be like tons of people who are going to play it. I don't want to fucking have another launcher. And like I also understand that like my little like protest in the grand scheme of things means nothing, for sure. But it, you know, it's one of those things where like if I don't do the right thing or what I feel is the right thing, just because I know other people aren't going to do it. If everybody has that mentality, then nobody will do the right thing, right? Like, you know, like, okay, I'm going to assume that based on your username, you're in the military, or you were, right? Let's take guard duty, right? Tons of motherfuckers sleep on guard duty. Tons of motherfuckers. They sleep like all the fucking time on guard duty. It's fucking wrong, right? But if everybody does it, hey, it's fine, right? But it's not fine. And you're gonna get somebody fucking killed, but everybody does it. Oh shit! Oh, fuck me. That's not good.
Friendly pilot rodeoing your target.
So it's like, okay, do I fucking sleep on guard duty because that's what everybody fucking does? Or do I go, no, dude, that's fucked up. I'm not gonna do that, you know? But everybody else will be like, dude, I sleep on guard duty all the time. Nothing bad ever happens. Fuck it, that shit's stupid. I don't have to be up for that. You know, like that's kind of how I feel, right? Like somebody has to do the right thing. You know, even if it's fucking, it's gonna seem trivial as fuck, right? You know, like somebody's got to do it. So like, you know, when I have guard duty, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll stay up. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm bored out of my fucking mind, but I'm gonna do my fucking job because it's the right thing to do. Exactly. No, for sure. For sure. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, right? Like, it literally only takes one time to get, you know, potentially dozens of people fucking killed. So, like, but, you know, all these, like, dude, there was a Reddit post, I think, like, a month ago where, like, some fucking Marine was, you know, fucking making memes and shit while he was clearly on fucking, like, tower guard or fucking some shit. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it, dude. Like, guard sucks, but, like, you're there for a fucking reason. Right? Like, I can't count how many of my fucking friends were fucking killed by fucking snipers in tower guard, right? Like, you need to be fucking paying attention. You need to be doing your fucking shit. It's not fucking fuck off time. Like, you need to be doing the right thing. And that's kind of like, that's how I feel about, like, a lot of things in life, right? Like, yeah, it's easy to, like, do the shitty, the self-serving thing, right? Like, oh yeah, I could go buy Exodus because, you know, I want to play the game. It looks good. But at the same time, like, I don't want to reward Epic, and I don't want, like, other companies to be like, oh, look, these guys, you know, sold out to Epic and they're fine. Like, they still sold. Like, I want to be, like, part of the group that's like, hey, I'm not supporting that shit. I was Army, not Marines. I'm done. I'm out. I've been out since 2012, so it's been a while for me. But yeah, like, as an example, right? Like something that you can relate to. I figured that would be something that you'd be able to be like, oh yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, for sure. And that's the same thing with Maneater, right? Like, they have a year of exclusivity with Epic Games, and after that year... So the thing is, when you have that, right, where, like, it's a year later, at that point, like, a year later, the game could be dead. A year later, there are going to be reviews out, and I'm not going to be going into it blind. Like, if I were to buy it launch day, or, you know, even, like, a month or two in, when it goes live on Epic, right? Like, I'm going to have my time to really research it and be like, well, do I want to spend this money? But if it is a good game, then absolutely, right? Like, buy into it. So, you know, in a year from after release, if Exodus is really good, especially with it being like a single player focused game, you know, like I still play The Witcher 3 constantly. I don't really stream it because it's kind of one of those things that I like to take my time with. It's a cool game where, like, you know, when you're doing story-driven single-player games, you can kind of get up, go do other shit. I don't have to worry about it, right? Whereas, like, if it's a stream, I feel much more obligated to, like, go at a stream pace versus, like, my own pace. So, for sure, a year from now, if Exodus' story is really good and the gameplay's great, I'll still pick it up. Absolutely. It's gonna suck waiting a year for me, but I still am, like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay waiting a year to, like, not reward Epic, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Oh, not credits. I wanted something cool. Fuck. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to refill the glass really quick. All right. No, man. A lot of people don't. I know a lot of people who do take it seriously, and thank God. So it's one of those things where the military has this problem where good leaders get the fuck out, right? They don't stick around. It's a fucking terrible, terrible problem that, you know, I mean, granted, my experience with this ended in 2012, right? So things may have changed, but I have a feeling that they didn't. In my experience in the military, good leaders get out because shitty fucking stupid leaders inevitably get promoted or move somewhere else. They don't get kicked out like they should. Conditions kind of fucking suck. So, you know, especially if you're in a family, right? The military is super, super, super fucking taxing on a family, right? Like if you have a wife and kids, it's not good. It's very, very fucking stressful. For so many different reasons. The way you're treated is a huge thing too, right? Like it's very clear that the military wants you to fucking just devote yourself to it. At least in the Army. I have no experience with the other branches, but in the Army, the Army wants you to just give it everything you've got, right? And they're good to you, right? Until something happens and you can't be their bitch, right? Like I've seen so many guys get injured and then they're just like, well, fuck you, you're on your own now. Good luck, buddy. And like they don't fucking take care of you. So you have that going for you. You know, back when I was out, we were doing like 15-month fucking deployments. Who the fuck wants to be gone from like the state, civilization, and your family for 15 fucking months at a time? Fuck that. Like, pass. So like tons of guys would get the fuck out just based on that, right? Like, all right, well, time to ETS. I'm done with that shit. So like there's just this trend where like good quality leaders get out. Or, you know, like, so my problem with like, when I was in a leadership position, I constantly had my dudes cycled out. They would give me the problem dudes to fucking fix them. I would fucking either be like, no, I can't save this dude. Or, you know, I would fix him and turn him into a good soldier. And then he would get pulled out from under me. And then it's all over again with another shitty guy. And it's all over again with another shitty guy. And it wears you down, like constantly having to fucking fix dudes instead of like building a core fucking unit. It's super frustrating. So like, it just wears on you that like you know you're constantly picking up the slack of shittier leaders, right? Because they won't put in the time to fix their dudes. They won't put in the time to like not fuck guys over. You have leaders who are like, oh shit, well, I'm an NCO now, so fuck everybody else. I'm gonna fucking give them shit to do that I should be doing myself, right? Like, dude, I've seen so many fucking NCOs hand out counseling. Or not hand out counseling. Tell dudes to write their own counseling and then bring it to the NCO to fucking sign. And you're like, what? You want your own dudes to counsel themselves and then you're just gonna sign it? For real? Okay. Sure, why not? Or like, you know, you get NCOs that are given like, oh god, dude, I'm trying to fucking think of all the crazy shit I've seen. But tons of that shit, right? Like, we're like, instead of like, you know, adhering to the NCO creed of like not screwing over your dudes, taking care of them, never asking them to do shit that like you wouldn't do yourself. There are so many in the Army who are like, oh, well, I made it to the fucking easy streak now. I got a paycheck raise and now I don't have to do any of the shitty stuff. I'll just fucking have the suckers do it. And it's like, dude, like, I don't know. And maybe it's because I came up in a military family, right? Like, my dad was military, so I was always around it. And, like, he was old school military. So I was around that kind of parenting where, like, even though I'm a kid, those kind of values are, like, really, really instilled in his parenting. So maybe it's just something that I was used to. And that made it, like, transitioning really easy into the military. I don't know. But, like, you're supposed to take care of your dudes. You're supposed to fucking put their well-being before yours. You know, like fucking in deployments. I can't count how many times I see fucking NCOs passing off, like, shit that they should be having in their pack to fucking Joes. And it's like,
Pilot on board. Welcome back.
come on, dude. Shit like that just drives me crazy. Oh, shit, dude. Alright, so I'm assuming, like, you fly then, Best 3? It's really fucking frustrating that,
Chills and kills? Must you say that every time?
the bad people seem to fucking get promoted.
Good luck, team.
Or, you know, they get moved to another unit and promoted, right? So the unit's like, well, it's not our problem anymore, even though, like, you know, you're fucking somebody else by doing it. You know, like, because nobody in their leadership... Oh, nice. God. I wanted to go rotary so bad in the Army.
Not a lot, but don't get cocky.
But I was really fucked because in my unit, if you didn't want to go to Ranger School,
Arm up, you got this.
you were like the trash of the fucking world, dude. And I wanted nothing to do with Ranger School. Because, you know, my first unit, 15-month deployment, got back and they were like, Ranger School. And I'm like... No, I don't want to fucking potentially be gone, you know, potentially a whole fucking year until, like, I come back and literally deploy immediately, like, have no time with my wife and, you know, my fucking firstborn child. But because, you know, I don't want to go to Ranger School, it's like, oh, well, suck a dick for those recommendations. And then they also didn't send me to schools for, like, the longest time. So that screws me over on the fucking, what do you call it?
Listen up, team.
Not resume. I can't fucking think right now.
Good team, we've got a pilot down.
It's okay. It's okay.
Your
Stick
warrant
together.
pack.
We can win this thing.
God damn. Fucking brain dead. So, like, you know, when you, like, look at a person's warrant officer packet and they have, like, no schools, then it looks less fucking competitive. Even though, like, flawless fucking counseling, flawless fucking everything, doesn't fucking matter because I don't have, like, 20 fucking thousand fucking schools. Then I go to a fucking line unit and they're like, holy shit, dude, you're, like, on a whole nother level. Fucking promotion, schools, promotion, schools. I'm like, okay, well, I'm done with the military at this point, so, like, it doesn't even fucking matter. But yeah, man, that's what my dad was, right? My dad was a warrant officer in the Army. So that was what I wanted, and that's what I wanted to join the Army to do. But the recruiter was like, oh, no, you need to have a college degree in order to do that. Well, in the Army, for a lot of warrant officer career paths, you do need a college degree, but you don't in order to fly. It's like one of the very few warrant officer career paths that you don't need a fucking degree for. So, that was my disappointment.
Give it some cover.
And I know I was ranting about something else before before I went off on that, so my bad. Fuck.
Harvester shields back up to 100%.
Where's the cloaker? I didn't even see it. Fuck. Oh, nice. That probably helped a little bit with everything. See, and I was in one of those weird things too, where, like, I didn't want help from my dad. It really bothered me because like, and like, in hindsight, if I were to join the military again, I would absolutely take help from my father. But the first time around, right? Like I was like, I want to like earn my own way, all this other bullshit. Just dumb shit. So, you know, like I didn't accept any help from him. I didn't like take any advice from him. I did like my own thing, which was really stupid. No, thematic. So I was very fortunate in the military. I went like literally right out of basic into not like a special forces unit, but like very fucking close, right? I went like immediately into a recon platoon. And like our lifestyle, the things we do, the missions we get, the way we're treated is so fucking different from like line infantry. It's like night and day. We operate on like our own fucking level. The only people we answer to are literally the battalion. So like you're like a platoon and a company and a battalion and a brigade and a division, right? So like we skip like an entire level of chain of command straight to fucking battalion level. It's just like a completely different lifestyle. So like you have to do tryouts to get into this kind of unit. You can get bounced out of it if you're a shitty fucking soldier, just all sorts of shit, right? So I never had an NCO that I was like, I don't trust this dude, or like he's not going to take care of me, or like he would ask me to do something dumb. So until like I was actually an NCO, like I always had really great NCOs above me. When I became an NCO, I moved to the line, and that's when I was like, dude, I can't handle regular army. Because that was bad. Regular army was shit. I don't know how anybody deals with like the kind of shit bags that you have on line army. Yeah, that's the same shit my dad did. I actually tried to join the Marines first, and because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to join the Marines because I was 18 years old, right? Like that's what fucking like every 18-year-old dude wants to do, right? Be a fucking badass and join the Marines. And that was my plan. I was gonna join the Marines, and then while I was at school, the fucking Marine recruiter came to my fucking dad's house, right? And was like, hey, I'm looking for fucking Failure. He wants to fucking join the Marines. And my dad lost it. Like, went fucking ballistic as shit. I get home and he's like, guess who fucking visited me? And I'm like, ugh. Find out about that. He was super pissed. And then kind of like, you know, he was like cock blocking hard on like me getting into the Marine recruiting station, so I went through the Army instead. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, was go for the Marines. Because, you know, if you wanted to get laid, especially where I grew up, you join the Marines, right?
The harvester shield is back up.
See, why can't I fucking heal him? Oh, I don't think anything's wrong with the Marines. I don't have a problem with the Marines. Especially like, oh, fuck. Like, I feel like most of the branches we all kind of talk shit to each other, right? But like, when it comes down to it, right? Like if I was an army grunt, right, and somebody started insulting a Marine grunt that wasn't also like an army grunt, or you know, like one of the other branches, I would totally have that guy's back in a heartbeat, right? Like, that's kind of one of those things. Like, we all fucking talk shit and inside hate each other, but, you know, like, anybody who's in the military would have the other branches back in a heartbeat against somebody who wasn't. Which was, like, definitely a thing when I was stationed in Hawaii, because, like, we're all there together, right? Like, there's the Army, Marines, and Air Force, and fucking, what do you call it, the Navy. And, like, I can't count how many times you go downtown and, like, shit starts happening because the locals fucking hate the military. And, like, all the branches are kind of like, fuck, this dude's military, he's getting his ass beat. Rally. It's just one of those things. So my dad hated the military or the Marines because he felt like it was the one branch that took care of their dudes the least. And he was like, oh, well, your options are going to be shit. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to get, you know, treated like shit. You're going to fucking have super shitty fucking deployments, blah, 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 all this other shit, right? Fucking sneaky and on that, like, on that aspect, so obviously, like, if I joined the Marines and been able to get, like, a flight program, it would have been a totally different thing. But in the Army as, like, an infantryman, looking at how Marines live in deployments versus how I lived in a deployment, I'm very happy that I did not join the Marines. Because all of the Marine infantry units that I saw, they basically lived out of their vehicles and they were like a roving caravan. And every time they would roll into our fob, I'd be like,
good work.
Damn. Y'all are fucking living rough as fuck. Like, you guys are living off of like baby white fucking showers and shit, and like you have like the lowest budget equipment and shit. Like living rough as fuck, man. For like months on end. And I'm like, you know, I'm sitting there comparing like my life to Air Force and Navy dudes, and I'm like, fuck those guys. My life sucks. This is bullshit. They get so much nice shit. Whatever. And then the fucking Marines roll up and you're like, alright, I don't have it that bad. This is actually okay. I'm okay with this. Don't take anything away from me. I don't want to live like that. So, mad respect to fucking infantry jarhead grunts. Those dudes, they fucking suffer hardcore. Like, fucking not good.
Welcome back.
Team, there's another wave on the way.
Get ready. Time to wave back.
We'll shoot them. Whatever gets the job done.
Turian. No, not Turian. Quarians. Yeah, that's totally what it's like, thematic. Like, they're like a migrant fucking unit. They literally just rove around out in the fucking desert. It was insane, dude. It was fucking crazy. I mean, like, I don't regret my time in the Army at all. I love the fucking Army. The military was fucking great in deployment. If I was a single male who, like, didn't mind going months on time, not getting fucked, I would back-to-back the shit out of deployments. I fucking love being deployed. That was, like, peak life happiness. I fucking loved it. I was fucking good at it. I was all about the fucking military. My issue is garrison. Garrison life is fucking shitty. It's bullshit. You have to deal with fucking officers who have nothing better to do than fucking, like, run around and enforce dumb shit. That's my reasoning for, like, not wanting to do the military anymore. I can't stand that shit. It drives me fucking crazy. Deployments were fucking great.
Enemy Titan down.
They ticks? They're ticks. God damn it. Fucking ticks, man.
You got enemy Reapers down there, team.
Take those beasts out.
I mean, you know, like, a baby wipe shower sucks. And, like, the thing with them, too, is, like, they block up your pores, which makes it, like, actually worse. It's really not a good thing to do. Like, you should use a water bottle, which, like, they should have access to like, just kind of, like, basically scrub off some basic shit and kind of keep halfway sanitary, if you will. You don't actually want to use baby wipes consistently for showering, or personal hygiene, rather.
Enemy Titan destroyed.
It depends, right? Like, a lot of shit factors into how much you make. I was really fortunate. When I was deploying, both of mine were out of Hawaii. So I get Hawaii housing and cost of living adjustment and whatever on top of like combat pay and all this other shit, right? So like even as like an E4 on my first, or E3, E4, I don't remember what it was my first deployment. I still made like stupid fucking money, like more money than a fucking 19-year-old kid had any business making.
Guys, we just lost a pilot out there. You gotta be more careful.
Like I saw an LES of an E7 in Garrison, and his shit was basically $70,000 a year in Garrison, which means he made way more deployed. So I mean, like, if you got lucky with where you were stationed, you made a lot of fucking money, and there were a lot of ways to like bank that and not spend it, right? Like you could, what do you call it? Like a lot of dudes would live together in order to like split rent, so you could bank your housing allowance, all sorts of shit like that, right?
Just one more contact. That's less than before.
Where's he at?
Should be easy. Take him out.
Upgrade core ready.
Fucking tick, isn't it? GG.
Can't do any better than that. Like, literally. The harvester didn't take on any damage at all. Amazing work.
Yeah, right, like, I hesitate to say this, but like,
I think they're getting desperate. They're throwing
like
everything they've
war
got at
is
you.
great
Get
for
ready.
sociopaths. Because you really do need to be able to be like, hey, it sucks that this is a fucking 7-year-old kid with a fucking, you know, putting in a fucking IED right now, but like, oh well, that sucks, you know, you need to be able to detach yourself emotionally from situations. Oh man, that sucks that that's a fucking pregnant chick fucking walking up to this fucking checkpoint with a fucking vest on her. That sucks. Oh well, like, it's her or my friends. I know which one I'm gonna pick. And like for me it was very easy because my brother and I were deployed together in the same unit. Like he was in a line unit and I was in a recon unit, but like we were both out of the same fob, right? So like I never had a problem killing anybody because I always looked at it as this dude could literally fucking kill my brother if I don't fucking kill him. Fuck it. That's an easy choice every time. I have no problem. Like, I don't even have to fucking think about that.
Pilots have got another wave
Shit.
inbound.
Another day, another way. Bring it on.
But like, if you have any qualms about like killing somebody, then yeah, the military is not something that you should do.
You got enemy reapers down there, team.
Take those beasts out.
And like, I'm not saying it doesn't, like, it's not something that like haunts you and shit. Like, I think about it, but like, I didn't have a problem doing it. Right? Like, it's really shitty afterwards, and like there are times when like you think about it and you think about the fact that like, man, this was somebody's kid, this was somebody's fucking dad, whatever. But like, they made their choice. They put themselves there, right? Like, I didn't force anybody to go dig a hole and try to put a fucking howitzer round in. I didn't force anybody to fucking, you know, carry a fucking suicide vest or drive a fucking V-bed into a fucking checkpoint, right? Like, it sucks, and like, there are times when you think about it and you're like, fuck. But like, you can't be unsure about that shit, right? If that makes sense. Because if you hesitate, then you're getting somebody else killed. I mean, like, for sure, you should absolutely, like, properly assess situations and be damn sure that, like, you know, somebody is an actual threat. But like the second you know for sure that this person is a threat to you or to somebody you're fucking, you know, there to protect and cover, then like, yeah, dude, all bets are off, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it sucks, right? Like I knew a guy who had to hit a kid with a fucking 50 cal, right? And it fucked him up hard, right? Like he had to do it. It wasn't a fucking option for him, but he had to do it, right? That doesn't mean he's fucking like soulless, or that like, you know, he wanted to fucking go kill kids and shit like some people act like. Like there was no other choice. You had to do it, and it's something that, like, from what I know, like from what, you know, talking to him, it's something that's still fucking haunted him, like for years after it happened, right? Like that's not an easy thing to fucking level a fucking Barrett at a fucking kid, but like he had to do it, and you know, like it fucking sucks for him because it's something that like is gonna be with him for the rest of his fucking life. But it wasn't a choice, right?
You got enemy reapers down there, team. Take those beasts out.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh. Shit. Shit. Yeah, so like I was in a recon platoon, right? So the majority of our missions were what do you call it? Sniper kill team missions, right? So like we would go out, we would insert on like the side of a road or overwatching friendly units, shit like that, right? And like granted we have a couple different rifles that we can take. Like the M24, the M21, and the Barrett. I don't remember the fucking nomenclature on the fucking Barrett anymore. And unfortunately, he had a fucking Barrett that day. And yeah, dude, he had to fucking shoot a kid with it.
Some impressive work, don't you think, Davis?
I don't know if this will fucking help you, buddy.
Davis.
Ah.
He's literally speechless.
Your turret is back online. Looks like this wave is stocked with mortar titans. These guys launch rockets from afar. On them.
It's fucked up. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. It sucks, but like, what are you gonna do? You know, like that's the thing. Like a lot of people, it's very easy for them to go on fucking Reddit or some shit and like shit talk fucking soldiers, right? But like, unless you're there, like, you really have no idea like what it's like. Like it's really easy to fucking like judge and talk shit and like go, oh yeah, fucking this person should have done this and this person should have done that. And I'm not saying bad shit doesn't happen, right? Like there are absolutely people out there who do shit that is super fucking illegal and I don't get war crimey. I don't know what to call it. Fucking cats, man. But like, you know, a lot of people like just loop all military as like, oh, warmongering, blah blah blah, and it's like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. You really, like, you're entitled to your opinion, but like you're so fucking off that like it's impossible to take your shit seriously.
Titans all around your perimeter. You'll have to hunt them down.
Ticks. I mean, you know, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, Jen, but like, it's not like you have a choice, right? Like, you can't say, oh, this war, I don't agree with the reason we're going, so I'm not doing it, right? Like, you don't have a choice.
Oh, shoot. The harvester's getting barraged by mortar.
There's no, like, you know,
Look near the edges of your mini-map to find them.
this war's not justified or some shit like that, right? Like, you can't just be like, well, I mean, you can be a conscientious objector, but then you're gonna get bounced out of the fucking military.
The harvester shield is back up.
So, I mean, like, you can do that, I guess, but I don't know. Like, I don't get to pick and choose which deployment I go on. What's up, buddy?
Enemy Titan down. Friendly pilot attacking your target. Pilot engaged.
Give me that core, bitch!
Harvester shields are dropping. Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it. Team, we've got a pilot down.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
think
Stick
rockets
together.
are
We can win
shit.
this thing.
Enemy Titan eliminated.
Careful, bro. There's dudes everywhere.
Those mortar titans are really giving our harvester some damage.
They're set up on the outskirts. Hunt them down, team. The harvester shields are gonna drop if they keep taking damage.
I don't remember. I probably should remember because I was a chapter NCO, but I honestly don't remember. It might be an other than honorable. I don't think it would be a dishonorable. I think it would be an other than honorable, but I could be wrong.
The harvester shields just went down.
Arm up. It's taking permanent damage.
I'm really not sure.
Attacking your target.
It's been so long. Like, it's been, what, like, it's 2019, so 7 years. Oh my god.
While the shield recharges.
I didn't know there was a giant hole there. So it's been like 7 years since I've had to deal with that shit, but like,
Good news, team. Harvester
yeah,
shields are
I
back
honestly don't
online.
know for sure.
Let's finish this.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and that's any good officer is gonna fucking like
Guys, we just lost a
care.
pilot out there.
Like,
You
it's
gotta be
not like they
careful.
don't care about the idea of potentially sending people to die, right? Like, it's just shit they have to do. You have to make those hard decisions, and that's part of being a leader. And that's why, like, honestly, some people just shouldn't be leaders. And like, that's one of the shitty things about the military, right? Is because if you're in long enough, you're almost certainly going to be a leader, and some people just shouldn't be. Some people just, they should stay fucking soldiers. But unfortunately with the army, like, they don't do that. Like, I'm pretty sure all branches do this, but in the army, right, like, after a while, if you don't fucking move up, you get bounced out, right? And it sucks, right? So like, there's this natural progression of like, well, this person did their time to promote them. And it shouldn't be like that. You should put people who are leaders in leadership roles, and not like, well, this guy's been in for fucking 4 years, time to make him an NCO. I agree with that, Caesar. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't think that our military is too big. I think there is a lot of waste and bloat in the spending, unfortunately. But I don't think that it's too, like, our size is too big. I think that, like, our spending needs to be much more accountable. I've seen a lot of really, really stupid private contract, like R&D shit come through the Army, and that's not even as like SOCOM, right? Like technically I'm on a line division, but in like a special unit. And like some of the shit that like they were having us trial, I'm like, how much did the fucking government pay for this? Because this is fucking dumb. So like, I do think that like spending could be much more regulated, I guess. I don't know if that's the word I'm actually looking for. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. Yeah, I don't think leadership roles corrupt people. I think some people are just more inclined to abusing power than others, you know? And that's just an unfortunate reality. And like, especially in the Army, right? Like that kind of comes back around to the whole, like, they basically promote anybody after enough time, you know? Because nobody wants to do the paperwork to kick somebody out. It's easier to promote them and move them somewhere else, that they're not your problem. So eventually, like, even the worst people get put in leadership positions. The big thing that the U.S. military, at least, needs to focus on, though, is retaining good leaders. Making sure that like they're properly incentivizing their good leaders to stay and not move the fuck on with their life and get out. One of the big problems that like the unit I was in suffered from was private contracting, right? If I'm going to go over for a year or more, like, why would I not want to get out and do it for almost like double or more the salary and fucking not have to deal with bullshit? That's a huge one. Okay, Israel. And that was one of the things that I like. I'm not sure when you joined us, but like that was one of the things I was saying. Like I ETS'd in 2012, so like a lot of shit could be different, right? But that was a huge problem with when I was in, is they would much rather promote you than do the paperwork to fucking chapter you. I don't remember what the fucking what the chapter is for. What do you call it? Failing to like progress, basically. I can't think of the fucking name of it. But yeah, like you would spend a certain amount, especially like fucking like E4 to E5, right? Like I had so many dudes who like and that's the thing too that really pisses me off with like the Army, right? Like I had a lot of guys who were E4s and they did not want E5. They were fucking happy being E4s, right? Because they didn't have the responsibility, didn't have to be a leader. They got paid decent, and like they were cool with that, right? Like their responsibility was themselves, and that was it. And they liked that. But the Army looks at it as, well, you're not making progress through the ranks, so you need to get out. And like that seems so backwards to me. Same thing with like with snipers and scouts in the Army. And this is just my own personal thing that a lot of people probably won't be able to relate to, but I think those positions should be warrant officer positions where like they are a specialized fucking MOS, and that is your fucking job. But in the Army, if you're a recon soldier, right, they want you to be recon for a while and then send you to a line unit where you can fucking spread the knowledge. So you're constantly getting like new dudes into scout platoons that like just don't know what they're fucking doing. Whereas you could have dudes who have the rank, if they're warrant officers, to independently operate and tell people like, no, I'm not doing that. That's not how we need to do this. This is not, you know, whatever. So they have the rank to fucking stand their ground on, what do you call it? Oh, fuck. Trying to remember everything while drunk is not fucking helping me out at all. I can't think of the right word, but mission briefs, right? So being able to be like, hey, this is not how we need to be implemented. This is what we actually need to do. This is how we're going to fucking deploy to support your fucking objective. That was like a huge one to me, right? And especially with snipers, right? And observers. That is such a specialized role that it's so fucking stupid that in the regular army, that is not your primary focus, right? It's your primary focus for at the most 4 years. And then you either move up to a scout leadership role or you move out to a line leadership role. And that always bothered the shit out of me. Because I feel like you'd be able to support the mission much more efficiently if that was your dedicated job. You knew it inside and out. You knew fucking exactly what you were doing. You had the rank to basically... I mean, granted, officers are going to outrank you as a warrant officer, but you had the rank to tell, like, a fucking, what do you call it? A platoon sergeant, a fucking company, first sergeant, a battalion commander, or not commander, battalion sergeant major. Like, no, this is not how we need to do it. This is how we need to do this. But yeah, man, it's one of those things. Yeah, I love warrant officers. They're the salt of the earth in the army. In the army, like, warrant officers are the perfect cross between an NCO and an officer, which they are, right? They're non-commissioned officers. But you know, they have technically the rank over NCOs, and like they have like that, like, I get what I'm fucking doing. This is my fucking job specialization of like an NCO while performing an officer's task. So, like, I loved it. I love warrant officers. And, like, maybe I'm a little biased because that's what my dad was. He was a, what do you call it? A CW4. But, like, warrant officers are fucking the coolest people I've ever met in the army. It was a big part of, like I owe so much fucking respect to warrant officers who helped me with my warrant packet. Because they were like, dude, you need to be flying. Like, the shit that your unit's doing to you is just bullshit. And like, I had so many fucking warrant officer letters of recommendation, but I just didn't have the schools to fucking make it through the warrant board. That's the word I was too drunk to remember earlier. And that was a big one for me. Best 3 was like, I didn't want to go commission because in the Army, at least, I don't know how it is in the Marines, but in the Army, you basically fly till you're captain, and then you're desk, and you're running a wing, right? Or wing? I don't remember if that's the right word in the Army. And that was a big one for me. I wanted to fucking fly. I didn't want to fucking end up being a wing commander or whatever. I wanted to fly, and that was it. Yes. What is that? I had to wait for it. What Israel said. So a lot of units, they won't kick you out. You just get forced out, basically. Once your contract's up, they won't allow you to re-enlist. ETS is end time service. Fuck, I can't even remember. Fuck. Somebody help me out. Yeah, ETS basically means your contract's up and you're done. You're not able to get out. Did I just say you're not able to get out, man? I'm so I've had so much to drink that I literally can't remember what I said like 30 seconds after I said it. But yeah, so ETS is essentially getting out of the military through non-reenlistment. Whereas, like, there are other ways to get out also. You can get chaptered out. You can get med-boarded out. Chaptered out is a negative way to get out. You do not want to be chaptered. ETS is essentially like, I did my time and I'm done. I think like a modern conflict with two modern militaries will be absolutely fucking horrible regardless of who it is. we're so good at killing other people now, like across the board, that it would just be a fucking terrible thing. Like the loss of life would be fucking astronomical. It's one thing when you invade a essentially third world country, and you go into like a peacekeeper role where you're essentially acting more like a police force than an army or an invading military or whatever. But yeah, like a modern conflict would be just fucking catastrophic for both sides. And I hope personally that we never get to that point. I had a really great female pilot when we were deployed. Like she was part of our Kiowa team that supported us, and she was like a local superstar because she was fucking hot, dude. She was fucking so hot. Oh my god. Renegade 2.6, man. Like every fucking dude on the ground wanted a piece of her so bad because she was this banging short little blonde that like every dude on the ground just obsessed over. But she was fucking legit, dude. By end of deployment, she had more kills than even like the infantry guys. She had no problem fucking doing her job and fucking keeping us safe. So like I don't have any problem with female pilots. I don't know how it is for, you know, guys that are actually in like, you know, combat wings and whatnot, but like she was always there when we needed it. If we needed a fucking hellfire, she was there to fucking throw us a hellfire. If we needed fucking rockets, she was down to throw rockets. If we needed 50 cal suppression, she was down to do that shit. She was on point. But I did hear that she was kind of like she was kind of fucking crazy. Our platoon LT actually ended up dating her. And because, you know, officers only date officers. And I guess she was like legit kind of not all there. She flew Kiowa, which is the OH-58B. Which, so like in my unit, in my division, our primary air support was Kiowas. We don't have Apaches. So we only have Hueys and Kiowas. So for us, like Kiowas were our fucking dudes, but they were so an Apache. Excuse me.
Jump successful. Now it's your time to
I'll wait till
shine.
it stops.
Woo! You said it, brother.
A Kiowa is basically a militarized Bell Jet Ranger. If you know what a Bell Jet Ranger is.
What time is it? It's go time.
All right. So I have had Apaches tasked out to us before,
Gotta love this job.
and the way they operate is they're so far away, right? Like they maintain a very high altitude because their optics are fucking crazy good, especially like the newer model Apaches were. And this was back in like 2012. I'm sure it's even better now. Oh yeah, for sure, thematic. But an Apache supports like so far out from us, right? Whereas a Kiowa, like they are fucking right over you, right? Like they are so intimately attached to you and helping you that like they are right there always. So like you really get a very, very intimate bond with your Kiowa pilots, or K-dubs as we call them, Kiowa Warrior. They're like right over top of you, helping you out. Oh yeah, here, I'll type it out really quick. There you go. And like because of that, that was all I wanted to do, right? When I was putting my warrant officer packet, I wanted to fly as a Kiowa, even though like it's a fucking garbage bird, right? It super underperforms. It's not a good fucking airframe at all. But like because of their mission and like the experience I have with Kiowa pilots supporting the infantry, I was like, this is what I want. This is exactly the job I want because I want to be like there for my fellow 11 Bravos. Yeah, they're fucking terrible. They can barely fucking take off with a full load, right? Like they're not good at all. The Army absolutely should have gone with the OH-6 Cayuse, but instead they went with fucking the Kiowa Warrior, which, if you go way back, was because Lyndon Johnson's wife owned stock in Bell. And instead of going with the OH-6, the Army selected the Bell-Jet Ranger because that was who old boy Lyndon fucking owned stock in, and it was during Vietnam, so it meant fucking buku fucking money. So, yep, there you go, some more corruption for you in the military. Yeah, they're fucking great, right? Like, I mean, they're absolutely capable of supporting, but like, yeah, they're compared to the OH-6, it's a drastically underperforming airframe. I'm not saying this is like fucking infantryman failure. This is like my own father, right? Who does fly all that shit and flew it during Vietnam, right? Like the OH-6 was the clear fucking winner, but instead they went with the OH-50. I think it was the OH-60. I don't remember. Whatever it was. Not OH-60. OH-50. I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I can't think straight. But yeah, instead the Army went with the Bell Jet because Lyndon Johnson owned stock in it, and it was basically making him richer. Oh yeah, for sure. It's a very fucking vulnerable airframe, for sure. And it's not quick. You have to be very fucking careful flying it. But and that's why I have so much respect for Kiowa pilots, right? Because they are so fucking exposed, but they fucking put themselves like right into it. Like I've seen Kiowa pilots basically pulling out their fucking M4 and shooting out the window, right? Like they are fucking fearless, and they'll die for you, right? Which, like, you know, you see like a fixed wing support craft or, you know, whatever, fucking, they're detached from the conflict. They're not fucking in this shit with you like a fucking Kiowa is. Like, they're right over top of you, fucking supporting you, calling out fucking enemy movement, like literally fucking engaged with you. Like, yeah, they're fucking flying above you, but like they're fucking part of it, you know? And that's a huge thing for an infantryman, right? Because like, because you know that like that person understands, like, when you fucking call for something, they're like, yeah, I see that shit too. I'm like right there.
Pilot reinforcements just landed.
Oh yeah, man, I've seen Kiowa pilots do some stupid shit.
Nice work out there. Here are some credits.
Like one time,
Use them to build up some
so
defenses.
we were in what do you call it? An SKT, right? Which is, it's basically like a hide site. We go off the side of the road and we watch for somebody to put in like IEDs or do bad shit in an area that they've historically been doing bad shit. And it was bumfuck nowhere. It was just a fucking field, and we're like laying out, right? And I'm just kind of fucking watching the road during guard duty. And out of nowhere, dude, this fucking Kiowa comes right down the fucking road, like maybe 10 feet off the road, going Mach fucking 20. And it was the coolest shit I have ever seen in my fucking life. And you could tell he was just out there fucking off, right? Because damn sure it's not fucking safe for him to do that, right? Because if there's like somebody with an IED in the fucking, you know, they have an in-place IED on a fucking manual trigger, and they see that, that's like fucking winning the lottery for that terrorist, right? But it was the coolest fucking shit watching that dude just buzzing the fucking road at like fucking 10 feet. And his buddy fucking, you know, is hanging out like fucking 40 feet trailing behind him and shit. And you're like, those guys are having fun. Yeah, that kind of shit's great, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love deployments, dude. Deployments were so much fucking fun.
Officer shields are dropping. Focus up, team. Take out whatever's damaging it.
Oh, yeah. And that was one of the other cool things about, like, being in a recon unit. We spent so much time doing, like, what do you call it? Rotary insertions. So, like, getting to ride around with some pretty fucking, like, liberated pilots, right, was a lot of fun. I mean, there's nothing like, what do you call it, hanging doors on a fucking Black Hawk when he just pitches totally to the side, right? But because of, like, because of like the forces when they're like rolling and turning like that, you're like literally sucked into place, right? It's fucking crazy. So even though like the dude's banked like this, right? You're like just wedged in place. It's so fucking cool, man. And the view is like just nothing else. Like it's the fucking coolest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like if you've never ridden in a helicopter and you ever have a chance to do it at like a state fair or something like that, fucking do it, man. Flying in a rotary craft is just so fucking cool. It's the coolest thing I've ever fucking gone through in my life. It was literally like, if I could do anything in this world, it would be fly a fucking helicopter. It's just so much fucking fun to like, even just riding in one. It's just amazing.
The harvester barely took any damage. Well done.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, so like, this is something that I normally don't talk a whole lot about, even to like, you know, like,
Watch out for cloak drones.
even to like friends and shit like that, because like it's something that a lot of like,
you know, they're cloaked.
what do you call it, stolen valor type people do a lot. But as like a scout unit in the army, we get attached to like CAG and SEALs and shit frequently. So I've gone out with CAG before, which is CAG, if you're not, it's Civil Action Group or whatever. It's the same thing as Delta Force. It's just a different name. So I got attached to them one time, and we went out with our division pilots, who were not fucking, you know, not 160th. And the whole time the CAG guy was like, so the pilots were going fucking crazy, right? Like they were flying really, really stupid. Just really hard fucking banking and like flying like literally right off the fucking ground. And you know, like as like a regular infantry guy, I was eating that shit up because it was cool as fuck, dude. It was like the most fun I've ever had in my fucking life, right? And the CAG guy was like, I was like, dude, what? And he's like, when we do this shit with 160, like all they fucking do is train nonstop to fly the missions that we need them to, right? Like it's fucking like second nature to them. But when we're flying with these guys, it's like they're showing off, right? Which is fucking super, super risky as a fucking pilot. Like it's fucking basically like flaunting with death, right? And he's like, so like these guys are trying really hard to like, I guess like impress or whatever, but like they don't have the skill level of the people that we normally have flying this shit. And I'm like, whatever, man, this is fun as fuck. But like he was like legit, like you could tell he was kind of like, no, CAG, CAG. I mean, it's essentially just Delta Force. It's just like, I don't know why they changed it from Delta Force to CAG. And it's probably different now, too. I don't even know. Like, I'm so out of it. But back then it was CAG instead of Delta Force.
They are engaging multiple Titans. Rockets will be useful. Enemy Titan eliminated.
Why is it not healing again? God. I don't understand it. I mean, that makes it super frustrating. Yeah, like it's not fucking... Do I need to upgrade first?
The harvester shield is back up.
Oh shit. Oh shit. These bottom dudes. Oh no, these drones are the worst.
The harvester shields are gonna drop if they keep taking damage.
Fuck.
Give it some cover.
That's good.
The harvester shield is recharging.
Oh, I probably
Don't
should
let
have
the
fucking
remnant fleet damage
stolen my
it.
dude's core.
Enemy Titan down.
Harvester shields are back online.
Well, that's the thing, like, especially from, like, my understanding of it, right? Like, just talking to my dad or whatever. You know, you can be, like, overconfident,
Enemy Titan destroyed.
and, like, it will literally get you killed so fast that, like, you don't have time to react, right?
You're outnumbered by hostile. Enemy Titan.
I mean, like, granted, like, I'm not a pilot, right? So I can't speak from personal experience, but, like,
Titan
You know, like my dad's been like a an instructor. He flew in Vietnam. He flew for fucking like, let's see, like something like 20 years after Vietnam, right?
That was some impressive work.
So like,
What do you think, Davis?
I trust him when he talks shit about like flying and whatnot. And like he very frequently will stress that like being cocky and stupid while flying will literally get you killed, like at least in a helicopter, so fast that like you don't even realize it. My call sign was Pathfinder 2. So I didn't get to pick it. Especially like as like a, what do you call it, junior enlisted. Oh, you mean best, my bad. I try not to like pay attention to the stolen valor shit because like I don't know, man. Like it's just stupid to me. Like there's no point. It's so rampant that like I don't know. Like it's just dumb, right? To concern yourself with it. Like one of the first things I noticed when I went to college after the military was that like every fucking dude in the fucking university was like worked with special forces and like they were special forces or like, you know, all this other shit, right? And you like you could spend forever fucking calling them out, or you can just be like, dude, I know what I did and that's good enough. Like fuck it, I don't fucking care. Like if this dude wants to pretend that he was like SF or whatever, then fucking whatever. Fuck it, more power to him. But like for me personally, I don't get it, right? Because like even an S shop dude or a fucking supply dude or whatever, like fucking kudos to you, dude. You fucking kept us going. And like you should be proud of your deployment, even if you weren't combat. Right? Like you fucking took care of me. And you made sure that like my fucking paycheck was right. You made sure my fucking paperwork was right. You made sure that I had fucking food. You made sure that I fucking got new batteries for my kit. You made sure that like everything ran, right? So you should fucking be proud of that, because even if you're non-combat, you're still 1% of the US, right? Like I don't remember the exact number, but like back in the day they were like, oh yeah, basically the active military is 1% of the US. So like fucking be proud of what you did, dude. Like yeah, okay, you weren't an infantryman, or you weren't a fucking ranger, or you weren't fucking special forces, but like, you were still fucking military, you still fucking did your job, man. You still deployed, like, fucking own that. You don't need to fucking lie about it. So like, to me, I don't get the stolen valor shit. But, I don't know, like, that's just me personally. I know there are a lot of people who are like, super fucking into like, running that shit down and like, shaming people and shit like that, but like, I don't know. Like, for me personally, like, I don't care. I have better shit to do. Yeah, like the dudes who are like, oh man, I was a ranger, or I was fucking, you know, a SEAL or whatever, right? Like, because they don't realize that, like, all of those things have fucking class numbers and shit. They have fucking graduating class numbers. They have fucking, like, records of that shit, right? Like, it's shit that you can fucking cross-check very fucking easily, right? So, like, people will be like, oh, I was Special Forces. Oh, I was a SEAL. And people are like, okay, what class did you graduate, buds? Oh, I was a Ranger. Cool, what graduating class were you? And they're like,
give it some cover.
You know, so, like, just don't fucking fake it. I mean, like, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna fucking run people down, but, like, you know, like, I've had people come in and be like, oh man, I was this or I was that, and I'm like, okay. I just kind of like play along, because like I'm really not confrontational. I know like it might seem the opposite based on like Star Citizen videos and shit like that, right? But like in real life, I'm super non-confrontational. I just don't want to deal with it, right? So like when somebody comes in and they want to pretend that they were like a ranger, they were in ranger bat, or they went to ranger school, or they fucking were special forces or whatever, I'm like, cool man, yeah, I knew a lot of guys who went. That's pretty much it, right? Like I don't want to waste the time. It's not worth it to me. I agree, gang. Like there's just no point, man. Especially the it's a little annoying when people pretend to have served and they didn't, obviously. But like when people have served and they feel the need to embellish like what they did, I just feel like it's a tragedy because like it doesn't matter what you did unless like you joined the military and were like immediately chaptered for drug use or something like that.
It's okay. Stick together. We can win this thing.
Like you should be proud of what you did, right? Especially if you served honorably. Like you should be proud of that, and that should be good enough. You know?
Untouched that time. Good work.
Good work. Come
But
on,
for some reason,
girls.
for a lot of people, it's not, and I don't personally get it. Maybe it's because like I had a different military experience, but for me personally, I don't understand the reason.
You've Titans and cloak drones inbound.
No big deal. Just possible cloaked titans who rush in and detonate, killing everything around them.
Good luck, team.
My systems are yours.
Yeah, I'm sure best. Like I would have loved to have met 160th guys in the in the army. Yeah, that's a great example too. Is like crew chiefs, right? Like I'm sure any pilot will literally tell you like
Nuke Titans headed your way, team.
crew chiefs do
Take
so
'em
much
out.
work, right? But they don't get any credit. They should be fucking proud as fuck for what they did, right? Like a crew chief is saving my ass, much less the pilots, right? By keeping that bird in the air. You know, by doing what he does and doing it well, he makes sure that it's fucking flying and it's combat ready, and that pilot can support me when I fucking need him, like desperately, right? So like, yeah, absolutely, like, so much fucking credit to crew chiefs, and like, yeah, it's definitely one of those what do you call
Guys,
it?
we just lost a pilot out there. Gotta be more careful.
Unsung hero type deals, right?
Number 2.
Shit.
Enemy Titan destroyed.
Ah!
We got some friendly pilots back in action. It is on now.
We have taken critical damage, pilot.
Holy fuck.
The harvester shield is recharging.
Fuck,
Don't
dude,
let
these
them
plasma
render fleet
drones are
damage.
so
The
fucking
harvester shields are about to go down.
aggravating.
Protect it. The harvester shields are gonna drop if they keep taking damage.
Give it some cover.
Oh shit, I'm fucking on fire!
Transferring systems to pilot.
Good news, team. Harvester shields are back online. Let's finish this.
Ah, fuck you, bitch, I got an upgrade core! Oh shit. Oh shit! That was I totally feel you, Caesar. Like, it's like literally the only job I've ever wanted my whole life. So like, I totally understand how you feel, man. I would have given anything to fly. And I really hate myself because like when I was a kid, after my dad got out of the military, he started doing like private instruction. And he tried so hard to get me to do flight lessons, and I just didn't want anything to do with it as a kid. And, you know, like once I was a teenager, I immediately hated myself. So, I totally fucking feel you, man. Are these guys in the alley? Yes, they are.
Woo! Legion destroyed. It's okay. It's okay. Stick together. We can win this thing.
Pilot, your Titan's ready when you are. Reinforcements are inbound, team.
Yeah, my dad was not. My dad was not a bad dude at all. I was just a fucking super stubborn teenager. You know, like I was absolutely like one of those teen males who's like, I knew everything, and it didn't matter like how sound my dad's advice was. I just wasn't gonna fucking listen.
Guess what? Your Titan is ready to kick some ass.
Oh fuck!
All ready. Stand by for Titanfall. We've got a pilot down.
Ah! Fuck you, bitch! No, I have not played this in a long time. This is the first time in fucking almost a year, at least. It's been a long time.
Pilot reinforcements just landed.
Outnumbered 3-1. We must uphold the mission title.
Oh, come on. I was like good step away from him.
We are engaging multiple Titans. Rockets will be useful.
Yeah, there's definitely, I'm not saying that like how bad was great. I was a spoiled little shit. I'll say that. Like, I thought I knew everything. And definitely didn't make my dad's job easy.
Enemy Titan eliminated. Friendly pilot has detached. Multiple Titans engaging. Exo-16 armed and ready to fight. Friendly unit down. Your weapon armed. Friendly pilot attacking your target. Friendly pilot attacking your target. Pilot here outnumbered by hostile Titans. Friendly pilot on this area. Friendly pilot.
Yeah, that's one of those things, like, I tell myself, like, if I won the lottery, I would love to buy a helicopter, but at the same time, I'm like, buying a helicopter would be a great way to lose, like, the rest of my fucking lottery money in maintenance costs.
Stick together. We can win this thing.
Detecting major holdings.
Reinforcements are inbound, team.
Multiple Titans are ahead. I suggest a defensive maneuver. Friendly pilot attacking your target.
Oh my god, I fucking completely whiffed it. What a fucking...
Pilot disengaged. Enemy Titan down.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Fire, 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 bad, fire, bad.
2-1. I suggest rocket.
Whoa!
Enemy Titan down. Warning. Hull is taking excessive damage.
Yeah! Now this is the team worth fighting with.
Yeah, I guess that was pointless.
Good work. You destroyed the remnant fleet assaults. Let's get out of here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, like, I'd have to start buying lottery tickets, but if I won the lottery, I would buy, like, a modest house and then just bank the rest so that I could do what I wanted, like, trips and vacation-wise, right? Like, I wouldn't go out and buy, like, a stupid car or a stupid house or anything like that. I would get a pretty modest house. I mean, like, it would be a nice one, but I would definitely not throw money at, like, dumb toys. Like that kind of shit isn't like a priority to me. Like I'm much more about like like outdoors enjoyment type shit, if that makes sense. I mean, like, I know I play video games nonstop, but that would be my focus. Nope, nope, nope. Oops, that was close. Ah, rip. Yeah, for sure, thematic, right? Like, I don't, and that's the thing too. Like, I guess maybe it was one of those things that like I learned early on. It's like in early 20s when I was in the military. My battalion commander drove like the hooptiest hoopty you have ever fucking seen. Like, I'm pretty sure if I remember, like, his passenger side doors were like bungee corded to fucking like stay shut and shit, right? Like, the guy was super all about like not spending his money on dumb shit, right? Like fucking a fancy fucking car and like all this other shit, right? Like, the guy went out and surfed all the fucking time. He went out and fucking did stuff like life enjoyment shit, right? And not like wasting all of his money like a lot of officers do on like fucking driving a Corvette and shit. Even though the guy had to at least make $100,000 a year. Just dumb crazy money, and like he lives super simple. And I was like, I get that. Like, I get it, right? Like, he's not blowing money on insurance. He's not, you know, spending $600 a month on a fucking car payment for like a high-end car or more. He's literally just enjoying life, and like that was the kind of mentality that kind of resonated with me early on. Ooh, let's see here. Fuck, I still don't have. Damn, this thing's only level 4. Fuck, I thought I was further along than that. Holy shit, that hurts. Unlocks after regeneration. Damn. Yeah, for sure. And like, maybe another kind of one of those things where like, because of my first duty station, it kind of like really resonated with me, right? Was like, any time in garrison in Hawaii where like I got off early or whatever, I spent it all in the ocean, right? Like, I love that shit. I didn't go out to Waikiki and shit and blow fucking $200 a night drinking or any of that shit. I went out fucking diving like all the fucking time, and that was like life to me, hardcore. So like maybe that was like a part of it and why like it's so easy for me to have that outlook. But like I don't care about like the dumb shit that a lot of people do. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, for sure, right? Like, and especially too, because like, I know like for guys, right? Like, a lot of guys will buy a really fancy car to impress girls, right? I can fucking promise you, those are the last type of bitches you want to fucking get, right? Like, if a girl is with you because you're driving a fucking banged out fucking Camaro or a fucking Corvette, or whatever kind of fucking sports car you fucking bought to fucking get that shit on lock, you have the wrong fucking girl, and you need to fucking bounce that shit, right? Like, that is not the kind of girl you fucking want to, like, build a life with. If you just want to fuck bitches, you don't even need that. Like, Tinder's fucking got it, right? Like, you can just jump on Tinder and find some random bitch to fuck. You don't need to worry about, like, spending fucking 40 grand on a fucking sports car to fucking get fucked, right? Like, there's easier ways to get laid, dude. So like, yeah, like if you're doing it because you're like, oh man, I'm getting this shit because, not because I fucking need it, but because I want to fucking get laid, that's terrible. Don't do that shit. That's the worst way to live, man. I mean, like, I feel you, right? Gang, like, if my girlfriend and I split, I don't think I would ever get into, like, a serious relationship again anytime soon. Dating sucks, for sure. Like, I would legit just be like, fuck bitches, acquire currency. it's definitely like a huge crapshoot for sure. Not to say that like there's not like good healthy relationships out there, but like it's definitely not something to like base your life around for sure. So I'm gonna go fill up the drink really quick. I'll be right back, guys. Let's see. I might actually. I might do some mining on Elite. I'm kind of like, I'm getting a little bit broke on that game, and I definitely need to make some fucking credits. So I might bring the stream down for about 5 minutes to switch the titles out really quick, and to just like splinter it off so it's not under the same video on YouTube's upload, and then be back with Elite. Dating for guys does suck for sure. My bad. I'm scrolling up through everything. It's definitely like, it's a shitty environment, right? But like there are good girls out there who won't fucking like be concerned with that kind of shit. Like, oh, what can you fucking buy me? What can you fucking do for me? What can you whatever, right? Like there are good girls out there. They're hard to find for sure. You're gonna go through really shitty chicks to find the good ones. But they're out there, absolutely. And like, if I could give any advice to like younger dudes, especially, I mean, like I'm not old, right? Like I'm only 34, but like if I could give advice to anybody like younger than me and like, you know, like early 20s and shit like that, always be concerned about yourself and your own happiness, right? Like don't ever settle for somebody. Like I made that mistake so many times in my early 20s where like I would fucking give a relationship everything I fucking had, right? And they would be like half-assing it and I'd be like, well, you know, at least I have someone. Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't ever fucking put yourself in that position, man. Ooh. Oh man. Oh, I almost breathed that one in. Holy fuck. Ooh. Oh, that one's savage. Holy shit. I mean, for sure, right, Best? And, like, I think, like, this is, like, a thing that, like, I've noticed in, like, a lot of guys that have deployed, right? And, like, been through, like, combat and seen people die and shit like that, right? Like, I know I have, like, this, like, fear of being alone, for sure. And, like, it fucking sucks to be in that position. But, like, it's so much better to be single and, like, worrying about you than to be with somebody who fucking doesn't value who you are and, like, what you have to offer, you know? Like, I hardcore, like, whenever I'm single, I hate it. Because, like, the first thing I miss is, like, when you're going to sleep and, like, there's not somebody next to you to like, hold and shit. But, like, I would so much rather be single than be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't, like, appreciate what I offer, you know? All right, I am going to really quick see. Pop this out. Switch over the shit. Yeah, for sure. For sure, thematic. You can absolutely be in a relationship and be alone. I've been there for sure. Definitely never ever settle, man. Fuck that. It's not worth it. You know, you should always be happy in a relationship, right? Like, if they don't make you happy, like, totally happy, right? Like, if they don't return the amount of effort you put into it, then you shouldn't be in that relationship. And it sucks because I feel like a lot of guys do settle because they're like, oh man, it's a crazy environment out there, you know? Like, everybody's competing for, like, those good girls and blah, blah, blah. Fuck it. This is what I can get right now. I'll just make this work. And, like, that's such a shitty fucking thing to do to yourself. Like, unless you're a piece of shit dude who treats girls like shit and, like, you don't put any effort into a relationship, and then in that case you deserve to be alone. But, like, if you're a fucking good dude, then yeah, you don't fucking deserve that. Hey, Airwit, how's it going? Alright, let's switch this really quick. Alright, this is gonna be like next levels of chill stream. So, because this is not exciting, fast-paced shit, but it's something to do. And that way I get to keep bullshitting with you guys. Not too bad. Not too bad. Having a pretty good night. Let's see here. Close that. All right. 2 seconds. If the stream doesn't come back, just refresh really quick and we'll be good. I'm just going to change the titles out really quick and then restart the stream.